Tonight, the Hanaho rematch between two top juggernauts, second-ranked BYU and #1 Hawaii. And with that, we welcome you into a packed Stan Sheriff Center. Kanoa Leahy next to Chris McLaughlin. C-Mac, take us through the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match.
For BYU, it's copy that. That being last night's clinic-style performance, one of the best we've seen in this building in a long time. And for Hawaii, better execution in all phases of the game. Perfection and A game is what it's going to take to beat this hot BYU team.
A couple of changes in the starting rotation here on night 2 for Hawaii. Max Rosenfeld with the serve, and just like last night, BYU gets the scoring started. It's Miki Jauhinainen, the senior from Finland, who puts it down and puts the Cougars up 1-0. The Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineups will be scrolling at the bottom of your screen. So Rosenfeld in to start at the service position. Also, Chaz Galloway, the freshman from San Diego, California, in place of Colton Cowell. Not playing tonight, it appears. Pure speculation. He was fighting flu symptoms earlier in the week. Also has been dealing with a leg issue throughout this season.
I'm pretty sure it's the leg. He had it all bundled up in warm-up. In fact, didn't even take any jumps or swings. He just flat out stayed on the sideline. So I doubt if we'll see him at all.
So a Hawaii team that was just continually getting pummeled throughout the 3-set sweep last night, much to the chagrin of head coach Charlie Wade, and much to the surprise, really, of the 7,000+ people who were here at the arena. They are going to have to forge a response here on night 2 against Sean Olmstead's team without the services of their second-best hitter statistically in Colton Cowell.
Exactly. If anybody can play like Colton Cowell, it's Chaz Galloway. Both leapers, big swings.
Backside set, it's Rado off the fingertips of the block and down. Potapunov to the fate tonight.
How about Barry? How about uber important?
Potapunov averaging a team best 4.28 kills per set. Entered the week 4th in the NCAA in that category. Hitting .367 on the year. Had 10 kills, hit a .190 last night. And he delivers an ace out the deck. And already Hawaii off to a better start.
This is way different than last night. To be sure. Rado with a good swing to start with, and Rado with a good ace to start.
Warriors got down 6-1 last night, forcing Charlie Wade to call an early timeout. And then when it's pinballed around, it's got to come over. Fernandez pounds it home, but that should be a 4th hit. It looked like it went off of 2 BYU serve receivers before the set went to Fernandez on the right side. Charlie Wade has a beef here. I think it's clear. He's talking with Ernie Ho, the R2 here, with Wayne Lee, the R1 atop the ladder. Let's take a look at this.
Yep, there's two players hit it. There's 2 players that hit it.
That's not the best angle, clearly. From our perspective, it appeared as though it rattled between 2 serve receivers for BYU. And they're going to say that it did not. Let's see if we can tell from this angle.
I thought it was really obvious that hit 2 players. There's one contact there, then the second contact on the head. That's 2 hits.
That's exactly right. It went off of the head of Davide Gardini, and Charlie Wade is livid.
He's fired up, can you tell?
And the crowd getting a little wired as well. 2 serving 2 after what was a missed call, and Gabi Garcia Fernandez brings across the hot serve. Potapunov running out of room, just gets it over inside the antenna, or does he? They call it wide of the antenna. And it is 3 serving 2 Cougars. So Hawaii having to fight through the psychology and the challenge that was laid before them by BYU last night, overcoming now the lack of the presence of Colton Cowell and a little early adversity from the officiating crew.
Well, this is adding up to be oh, what a serve.
Overpass.
That was 75 miles an hour.
Gardini dug up off the shoulder of Philip Humler, and Humler puts it down. What an ties it up at 3 apiece.
Great assist from Chaz Galloway as well in that broken play. Galloway with a nice setup there. Humler with basically no approach at all. He just stands, step close, pops up, and just bangs it. A little bit of a leaky block that time by BYU. Unusual. Remember, that block is very tight.
Philip Humler had a tremendous match last night. 3 aces from the service line. That's a good serve, but a great layout pass there by Mitchell Worthington. The hit goes off the high hands of the blocking down. Credit the kill to Davide Gardini, 6'9" sophomore from Ravenna, Italy. Had 10 kills and 12 swings, hit .750 last night. And that doesn't even mention what he did in the serve-receive game, particularly.
Yeah, serve-receive and from the service line. His serve is very effective, but passing, you're right. Last night he was almost perfect.
Gardini was the MPSF Defensive Player of the Week the first week of the season. In the second week of the season, he was the MPSF Offensive Player of the Week when he hit 600 in a pair of sweeps over Penn State. 4 serving 3. Chaz Galloway with the pass. He'll get the set on the outside. Goes up the ladder, gets the touch. And Chaz Galloway in the book with his first kill of the evening.
Notice how they started picking on him right away. Gardini went right after Chaz to see if the young freshman could pass the ball. He put it up pretty good, but unfortunately, the only place it could be set was back to him. He did a nice job of putting it away.
On Olmsted, his Cougars now 17-0 on the year. They have gotten about midway through conference play. They're 6-0 in the MPSF. Outside set. It goes to another guy who had a big match last night, Zach Eschenberg. Little pitter-patter at the tape. And it is pushed wide by Hawaii setter Brett Sheward. And so BYU gets the point. It is electric in here right now. I think made all the more buzzworthy because of some of the early calls and the reaction we saw from Charlie Wade. Shuey goes middle. Guilherme Voss is dug up. Centered by Fernandez. Gardini from the back row. Easy pickings there for Humler. He gets the set in the back row and he puts it down.
Ooh, the young man who was the player of the game for us last night. Starting strong again, passing well, digging some balls, and there he goes, hitting the back row quick. Wow. Humler off to a good start.
So here's Brett Sheward with the serve. Right side, it's Gabby, and he goes off the block. And out for a kill. Gabi Garcia Fernandez, 6'7" junior from San Juan, Puerto Rico. 3.98 kills per set. That's tops on the team. But the big number, 53 aces on the year. He had 8 last night, matching a career high to just 3 service aces, mind you. Humler, the first touch. Sheward has to go high ball to Galloway. Goes through the block. 2-hand save, Will Stanley. Eschenberg off the fingertips. And Humler got a little tripped up. And so the point to BYU.
With the touch of the block, threw off Humler a little bit. That's why he missed the ball completely.
So here's Will Stanley, 6'4" senior out of Punahou. Starting setter for the Cougars. Lofts it over. Shuey goes middle to Voss. Plugs it through the block. Kept alive by BYU and sent over. Voss has to back bump set Rado, and he's roofed. Fernandez out there next to Jauhinainen.
Nice back bump set. Rado trying to go line, but what a terrific block by Garcia Fernandez. He was right there to press it back into the court.
BYU had 6.5 total team blocks last night compared to 2.5 for Hawaii. Shuey, high and away. Torado cross court and wide, but he got the touch. And Hawaii gets the point. Thoughts on what we're seeing here so far in the early stages of this first frame?
We're seeing a closer game than we saw last night,
That's
for sure. But, you know, BYU coming down a little bit, not hitting 700. Instead, they're hitting 556. Hawaii hit instead of hitting 0 in the first game, they're hitting 222. So we're seeing a closer match.
Good serve there by Galloway. Here's Fernandez from the outside, plugs it through a triple block up for Hawaii. And it's 9 serving 6. He is such a force in all respects. He is going to have some choices at the end of this season as well regarding his future career.
Correct. He's got this year and next year academically, but he's being offered a lot of money to go overseas.
Galloway has to tap it over with the left hand. Gabby taps it over, knuckled up by Voss. High ball set goes to Humler off the block. Galloway the save, Rado the second touch, and a free ball sent over. BYU the big advantage here. Back row set, and Eschenberg is dug up by Gage Worsley. Rado the over-the-shoulder swing, the dig by Stanley, and a free ball coming over for Hawaii. Shuey with choices, goes to Rado, blocked and a roof. The set a little tight to the antenna, and that big BYU block took advantage.
I'm not sure that was the best choice by Shuey that time to go right there with two blockers were already lined up on Rado. They were ready to block him. Why not fire it out to the left side where the middle blocker's got a chase, got to go 25 feet to get the block.
And so Jauhinainen gesture to the fans to keep it quiet. They don't necessarily oblige on that serve attempt. Here's Humler through the block and down. Hawaii trying to stay afloat here in this first set. They got down 6-1 last night, and we talked about it throughout the match. It felt like it was a haymaker landed early by BYU that just changed the complexion and put Hawaii on its heels for the rest of the duration.
Much different feeling tonight. Hawaii's going toe-to-toe, with the exception of a couple of plays. They're going toe-to-toe with BYU.
That pass tight to the net. Jauhinainen's dink is dug up by Rado. So Chaz sets up Rado off the high hands. Kept alive by the Cougars. High ball set, Gardini through the triple block and long. No touch is called. A point for Hawaii. We may have a challenge here from Sean Olmstead.
Well, Gardini tells Olmstead, hey, grab your paddle. That ball was in. So he is actually one that's initiating the challenge. Gardini is.
So the challenge is, from what we are being told, is the in-out call. So we'll take a look at this. There were some reviews of note last night, especially down the stretch, that ended somewhat questionably. Let's see if we can tell if this was in or out. Has to be definitive.
The ball's out. Easy call. If I was looking at the camera right now, if I was looking, talking to the TV truck and saying, hey, we don't need any more angles, that ball's out. We'll probably ask for another angle, but that one to me is pretty definitive.
Again, the call on the floor was out, and so there needs to be conclusive evidence to convince Ernie Ho that this deserves to be reversed. This may be a better angle, and that looks awfully close. That angle looks a little closer, but I'm not sure I disagree with you, C-Mac. Let's see what Ernie Ho decides. And they're going to say it's in. The reversal gives the point to BYU. So instead of 8 serving 10, it is 11 serving 7, and that feels a lot different. And once again, the crowd disagrees. I think you do too.
Yeah, that ball, I really thought, from what we saw, those two angles, it looked definitely like it was out.
Jauhinainen had 2 kills, 4 blocks last night. A silent assassin in many ways for BYU with the serve. Shuey goes middle, Pat Gassman hammers it home. An announced sellout crowd earlier today for this rematch between the top 2 teams in the country. Hawaii, that loss last night, their first of the season.
You know, one thing I'm noticing is drastically different from last night. Hawaii passing the ball better.
And that is another bump kill for BYU. We saw that twice last night on what appeared to be an ace. It angles harshly to the near sideline. Chaz Galloway couldn't catch up with it. And an overpass that usually plays right into Hawaii's hands in that situation. They were unable to retrieve, and so BYU gets the point. Inexplicable. By the way, Rado Parapunov, with that earlier ace, officially passed Clay Stanley, the older brother of BYU starting setter Will Stanley, as well as serving specialist John Stanley over there for the Cougars. And so Rado now is in the top 10 in career service aces. at the University of Hawaii. A lot of talk about Clay Stanley this week because of his brothers and their presence, but also because of that serve by this guy, Gabi Garcia Fernandez, and just how high velocity it is, and how similar it is to Clay Stanley's serve for the U.S. national team for 3 Olympic Games. Fernandez through the block, dug up by Gage. High ball sent Humler against a big BYU double block. They got a good chunk. Backside, it's Gabi down the line, dug up by Gage Worsley. Humler, the soft touch. Easy pickings there for Fernandez. Outside it goes. Gardini just slams it home. That length of Davide Gardini, it has become problematic for the Rainbow Warriors.
But how about in the middle of that rally, Gage Worsley keeping the rally going, extending it with digs like that. Pretty amazing. And there's a little push dig that's very popular in men's volleyball right now and in the international game.
That one blasted long. Fernandez. How consistent radar gun MPH reading is here in the miles an hour. I've never seen that.
Nothing even close to it. You know, best we've seen, I think, is like the low 70s, between 70 and 75. He was regularly between 75 and 80 last night.
That's incredible. Humler with the serve. Pass tight to the net. Middle set goes to Brandon Oberender, and he's able to find that near sideline. Oberender, they don't utilize him too frequently, just 1.17 kills per set, but his hitting percentage is outrageous. .650 on the season.
Last night, he had 1,000, 2 kills, 2 tries.
Nice little night at the office for him. Shuey high and away. Galloway able to elevate. Tried to go line, missed it though, and that's a point for BYU. They get to 15 first. So Hawaii appeared to be more ready tonight. They still trail by 6. Welcome back. Let's go inside the numbers presented by Heineken. The number is 603. That's BYU's hitting percentage last night, which was an all-time Hawaii opponent record, and it obliterated the previous mark, which was somewhere in the 530s by Pepperdine back in 2008.
Look at the offensive numbers so far. BYU hitting .526 and sliding out at 90%. Hawaii hitting .143, sliding out at 57%.
And Gassman hits it into the twine. So it appeared as though Hawaii had corrected what was an ailment last night, and that was that they just didn't show up ready to match the intensity of BYU early. It appeared as though Hawaii did tonight, and yet here we are at the midsection of this first set, and they still trail by 7. Gardini, that one tickled the tape. Hawaii in scramble mode. And now BYU with the advantage. Middle set, off the block and out goes Oberender. BYU starting to run away here, forcing another Hawaii timeout. The Cougars looking proficient once again. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the Jack Facts. Ouch. Hawaii's 52 total points scored last night. The Bows' lowest scoring match at the Stan Sheriff Center since the start of the 25-point rally scoring era in 2011. There were a lot of marks that were pretty new and pretty unfamiliar for the home fans and for the home team, and a lot of streaks that also came to a close with that loss last night. Here's Chaz Galloway up the ladder and down the chute. Boy, does he have some bounce out there on the pin.
It really does. And how about Humler's first pass right on the money? All those hours Humler put in last year, he come in at least an hour before every match to work on his passing. During the summer, worked on it even more. This year, he does a half hour before every match. Before we practice.
James Anastasiadis in and back to serve. Jakob Tella, sophomore setter from Norway, into the front row. The pass by Gardini just continues to put in yeoman's work in that department. Chaz Galloway read the dink. Back row set not there. Hawaii in disarray. And then Eschenberg just bounces it off of the Terraflex. It just seems as though the Warriors are so much more in scramble mode on these back and forths, whereas BYU is just running things in system.
Yeah, you gotta give a lot of credit to Will Stanley for making a lot of wise setting choices. He's giving a lot of his hitters one-on-one situation, or at least split blocks. You know, the game plans put forth by that BYU staff and then how it's being executed by Will Stanley is really perfection so far over the 2 nights.
Here's Will's younger brother John, a freshman out of Kaiser High School. 6 aces on the year. Catches a piece of the tape. How about the back bump set by Tella to Rado? That was pretty exceptional right there. Yeah. And so now, perhaps Jakob Tella's greatest asset, he goes back behind the service line. This is a guy that can get it going if he's on target.
Bring a little left-handed hook. Not many teams can practice against that because not many teams have left-handers.
Here it comes. It's a good one. In fact, it's an ace. Hawaii could use a few more of those here, down 12 serving 18.
Yeah, they dug themselves quite a hole here in the first game, but it's taken a strong BYU effort to keep Hawaii down in this first set.
Third ace of the season for Tella. Forces the overpass here. Backside, Rado off the block and out. Hawaii back within 5. Showing some signs here.
A little bit of tempo, a little bit of rhythm going on. Something we haven't seen the last 2 nights where Hawaii's running back-to-back good points together.
And it is the great equalizer, right? If you have someone back there behind the service line that can score or force overpasses, it is a game changer. High ball set, that came out kind of funny. Off-speed swing dug up by Humler. Back set Tella to Rado off the block and out. Another point for Hawaii, that's 4 straight, and that forces a BYU timeout. The sellout crowd soaking it in as the Warriors trying to make a comeback here in the first set.
Tella knows where his bread is buttered. When in doubt, go to Rado. Rado's coming through. Rado really wanted to put together a good performance tonight. He did not like the way he or the team performed last night, and he is out to make amends, so to speak.
5 kills now for Potapunov on 9 swings. He's hitting .333, had that earlier service ace. By the way, remember a key officiating call early in this set when it was around 2-1, and it appeared as though Potapunov had scored another ace because it rattled off of a pair of BYU serve receivers and thus led to what should have been a 4-hit violation. It was called a legal pass by the officiating crew. We'll take another look at it. And you can see it goes off of Eschenberg in that middle back row and then off of the head of Gardini. So that should have been a Hawaii point. Now, it was ruled a BYU point. Charlie Wade was livid at the call. He could have legally challenged that, and it makes you wonder perhaps what the thinking was there, why that wasn't challenged, C-Mac.
Well, because I think it was just so early in the match. Before, I think he forgot that if he wins the challenge, he keeps the same number of challenges that he has. Last year, he would lose the challenge no matter what the call was.
Exactly. So
he may have forgotten that.
Maybe. Well, regardless.
The other call he missed was the serve that was out. They challenged that and it didn't work out.
Well, regardless.
Referees called it in, and so it's been in this rally scoring game. 2 of those went Hawaii's way instead of BYU's way. It's 16-all.
Difference maker, you're right. The block is up on Eschenberg. Here's Fernandez from the back row, and he finds that end line.
He's such a difference maker, Gabi Garcia Fernandez. He just does it all. Great blocker, great defender, unbelievable server. Rafatella gets a nice hand from his crowd of 10,000 for the job he did.
And while Shui back into the lineup for Hawaii. Serve coming from Will Stanley. Pass tight to the net. Shui goes outside. Here's Rado off the block. Covered by Worsley. Again, another scramble play here for Hawaii. And then Galloway is roofed by Heineken. And once once again, you look up at the scoreboard, Hawaii has made a little surge, and yet they trail by a half dozen.
Surprised that Shui didn't go to Voss in that situation. Got to get Voss involved.
Backside, here's Galloway. Rattles around, goes over the net, and then Punov unleashes.
Oh my, he did that from the 8-foot line with no approach. He just jumped up and swung. I guess at 6'9" you can do that.
That's kill number 6 for the 6'9" senior from Sofia, Bulgaria. Galloway coming with it, 15 serving 20. Good pass there by Worthington. Outside, Gabby blocked back by Voss. Joust at the net. We're going to have another one. Hit over by Rado. Turns into a table tennis match. And then the roof. Mano a mano. Voss on Gardini.
How about Voss? Normally quiet. Watching after this play, he screams across the net there. He says, let's go. Wasn't talking to any particular player, but you can tell that he is fired up. Normally very introverted, very quiet.
There it comes from Galloway. Pass by Eschenberg. Outside, Gabby blocked back. The cover by Eschenberg. High ball goes tight to the net. We're going to have a fight above the tape. Shui. High ball outside. Humler through the block. And a point for Hawaii. That's 3 straight for the Warriors and a 7-2 run overall, and they are within 3 here in the latter stages of set 1.
Each coach has a timeout left going down the stretch here.
Good pass there, middle set, Jauhinainen, too hot to handle, even for Gage Worsley, and it winds up near the Gov, sitting along the baseline.
Jauhinainen is so high percentage that middle. He finds a way to get the ball to the floor just about every single time.
And you would have loved to see Governor David Ige with the solid up there. It was just a little too tough to handle.
Galloway, I think, took an out ball.
Here's Fernandez off the fingertips of the block. Hawaii getting some touches at the net. Here's Humler, blocked and roofed. BYU getting some big-time touches, as they always seem to do. That was Jauhinainen next to Fernandez. Give Fernandez most of the credit there. 22 serving 17. Hard-fought opening frame. Here's Eschenberg. How about the pass there by Worsley? Delay middle set to Galloway, and a little traffic there as he came down on top of Voss, but he couldn't complete it. Hits it into the twine, and a point for BYU. Timeout taken with the Cougars up a half dozen. So Hawaii, again, in spots, showing some signs. They've been able to string together points in runs that we did not see throughout the match last night. So some encouragement there, and yet they still find themselves down by about this margin here late in this first frame.
An entirely different match than last night in so many ways. Hawaii passing better, blocking better. They're actually hitting better, even though they aren't hitting for a great percentage at 147, but the offense just looks better.
Colorado's hitting better, that's for sure. 6 kills, hitting 364, and they have utilized him at both ends of the net, C-Mac.
Yeah, he's hitting well on the left, he hits on the right. They're feeding him every chance they can, but you know, BYU is also keen on him. They're making
high wind warning message for Lanai, Kaho'olawe, and Maui Leeward West. High wind warning in effect until 6 p.m. Saturday. What? Northeast wind 30 to 40 miles per hour with frequent gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Where? Leeward West, Maui, Lanai, and Kaho'olawe. When? Until 6 p.m. Saturday. Impacts. Damaging winds will blow down trees and power lines. Sporadic power outages can be expected. Travel will be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Motorists, especially those in high-profile vehicles, are urged to drive with extreme caution. Stay away from down power lines.
It was so solid last night. 10 kills, hit 500. Brings it across. Humler off the block. Was able to keep it alive himself. Now they go the other side to Parapunov. And he's grooving it right now.
We got the big block on him too. Gardini at 6'9". Yahinainen at 6'9". They're loading up on Rado every time. Rado's finding his way.
Again, if you're just joining us, I'll let you playing without Colton Cowell. Did not warm up tonight. He has been dealing with a leg issue throughout the season. Here's Fernandez. Just annihilates that set. That was a kaboom.
Hawaii's block staying a little inside, giving him line. They're challenging him to take line, thinking that either Gage Worsley or Chaz Galloway can dig it up. I'm not sure about that. Maybe he ought to take his line, force him to hit cross court toward more diggers.
5 kills, no errors for Gabby. Aloha ball here in the first for BYU. Pat Gassman's going to delay things at least momentarily.
It's a 31 set I've been looking for. I thought they were going to run that more last night. They did not, for whatever reason. A lot of it was the passing, or lack of passing. Tonight I think they're going to try to run that play a lot more.
Another guy that can string together some points from the service line, Rado Parapunov. Case in point.
He called it.
That's his second ace of the evening.
I think BYU is seeing more of the true Hawaii team in this first set tonight than they did all of last night.
Clearly more competitive in this first set than what we saw in the first set last night. But still an uphill climb here for the Warriors. Outside, Gardini ends it. So despite a much tougher effort by Hawaii, it is BYU winning 25-20, fairly, handily. 1-0 Cougars.
Rainbow Warrior Volleyball on Spectrum Sports is sponsored by Bank of Hawaii, your Hawaii Honda dealers, and Heineken.
Welcome back. Well, Gabi Garcia Fernandez doing it again here on night 2 of this matchup, C-Mac.
Yeah, 5 kills, yet to make an error, doing it all sorts of ways. The only thing he's not, they've got a big block there. The only thing he's not doing is he hasn't got a service ace yet. So Hawaii's got to feel good that held Gabby to no service aces through the first set. But the big difference between these two teams, BYU with only 1 hitting error, Hawaii with 8.
Well, let's check out the first line bank top 3 NCAA blocks per set. These two came in as the top 2 blocking teams in the country. As it currently stands, BYU number 1. UC Irvine out of the Big West is number 2, and Hawaii has fallen down to the number 3 position. But what does it say for Hawaii? They put such a better effort together in set number 1, and yet still dropped that one 25-20. What we see is Jakob Tella out there on the floor at the setter position to start this second set. But what does that do for the Warriors potentially psychologically to know they put so much better an effort together and still fell by 5?
Well, I think that you could call the set 1 maybe a time for Chaz Galloway. He's used to playing on the A side. He's usually playing on the B side. Colton Cowell, being out. Filling his spot is not easy. Galloway's done a nice job, but there's certain plays during that first set where if Cowell was there, he would have made that play, that kind of thing. But I think Galloway will quickly do as much as Cowell did, and we will not see any difference between the two players. I think the team will get better the longer Galloway stays on the floor.
All right, well, your thoughts on Tella taking over at the setter spot?
I think Tella is going to, it looks like we're starting in row 6.
So just a rotational thing is what
I think he's just going to play for this rotation. They want him to go back and be the first server. I think Sherwood will come in after that.
Heineken with the serve. Good pass, middle set. Voss tried to slice it and missed it wide. Those are the kinds of plays where you wonder just how much that BYU block has imprinted itself on the minds of these Hawaii hitters.
That was a great example right there, Kanoa. Voss was doing everything he could to, avoid that block. The cutback shot was the right shot. He just didn't hit it down enough.
And then the serve kept on the BYU side by the net. And Hawaii gets the point, one server one. So as you alluded to, Tella in the front row to start this second set, but he is the first server. So we will see if he remains out there after this rotation. But he is a guy who obviously was able to help string together a 4-0 Rainbow Warrior run in that first set. Good pass there, Gardini. He gets the set on the outside. The touch off the block and out. Gardini just tooling that proposed block by Rado.
Gardini is so smart. Seems to make the right shots at the right time. He's got the wipe-off shot off the end blocker. He's got the push dig. He's got the hard line shot. He can go wrist away angle, inside the 3-meter line. He's got them all.
And here he is.
His father, one of the most decorated Italian players ever.
Coach Worsley puts that pass on the money, and then Voss blasts it off the block and out. So Hawaii handling the Gabby serve and transitioning it into a point.
That was huge right there. Gabby hit that hard. Gage handled it. Hawaii ran a play. If you get Gabby's turn, you've done a good job.
Here's Galloway into the net. Tried to take something off. So 3-2 BYU in front. So here is Davide Gardini, the son of a 3-time Olympian. And he serves it wide.
He's seen a lot of volleyball as he grew up. So his volleyball IQ is very high, as are the Stanleys.
Yeah. There's some great volleyball lineage on the floor here between these two teams. And Fernandez is denied access. Humler next to Gassman, saying ole to Gabby.
Finally, BYU picks up their second hitting error on Humler's block right there, and he says, let's go to the 10,000 people that he invited to the party tonight.
I mean, that is like seeing Superman bleed right there. Voss with the soft serve, forces the overpass. Humler hammers it down. And Hawaii up a deuce.
Nice serve by Voss. Voss just serves that jump floater. Little hybrid serve, but forced a nice overpass there for Hawaii's 5th point. Forced the pass off the net.
Here's Gabby from the back row, saved by Voss. Back set, Rado. Some high cheddar for Fernandez, and a point for the Warriors.
Again, Voss with a good serve, but forced the pass, forced the center off the net. Yakatella staying in the game, as you said. Just noticed just now. We'll see if he hangs in there.
They've been running some good transitions with Tella at the center spot so far in this set. But an abrupt end to that Hawaii run, courtesy Brandon Oberender, the 6'7" sophomore from Simi Valley, California.
Did we just see the largest lead for Hawaii at 6'3"?
Yeah.
In the 2 nights?
Correct. It's been that kind of BYU domination.
Yeah.
Oberender. That one just misses that end line. Hawaii very fortunate there.
Oberender, one of 4 players married on this team. It is mission in Oklahoma. Speaks fluent Marshallese. Go figure.
The pass pass there, Eschenberg. He gets the set on the outside. The touch. Pancake save, Worsley. Humler sends it deep. Good layout save by Gardini. Eschenberg will get a swing out of it. It's blocked back. Gardini, another save. He's a little bit of everywhere. High ball bump set. Eschenberg off the block and out. And BYU able to win a lengthy point. And credit Davide Gardini. He was all over the place.
He got voted Defensive Player of the Week a few weeks ago. He's not just a tall guy that can block at the net. He plays great back row defense. Here's an example right here, giving up his body, keep that ball alive. Extend the rally. He does it again.
So 5 serving 7. Here it comes from Will Stanley. Two-hand pass, Humler. Tella goes outside to Humler. And another facial delivered. This time it's Gardini on the receiving end.
You know what set up that play was Gassman took one blocker with him. Humler's only got one blocker. That's the high cheddar you're talking about, right?
The high cheese, man. 8 serving 5. Here it comes from Humler. Into the net. How important is it for Hawaii to win this second set?
Well, I think it's vastly important because they come back, and have to win 3 in a row against this team. Tough. So I think this set is more important for Hawaii than it is to BYU.
6 serving 8, Eschenberg. Good pass there, Galloway. Middle set, Gassman. Layout save, but for not by Eschenberg.
Smart set by that time to go to Gassman. He needs to get involved and hold those middle blockers of BYU to give the outsides some room.
9 serving 6. This crowd has been awakened. But into the net it goes. That's not the recipe for success here against BYU.
Well, BYU hits for such a high percentage. You do have to serve aggressively because their offense is so good. They hit 441, sided out at 67% the first set.
Tella goes D-set. Torado blocked back, saved by Humler. High ball to Galloway, off the block and out. Oh, they're going to say that, yes, it goes off the block and into the antenna, so a point for the Warriors. Chaz Galloway once again flashing the bounce off the Terraflex. Where's those fancy Sour Patch Kids Steph Currys? The Under Armour shoes, check them out.
Curry just came back.
That's right, maybe it's a sign, right? Tella took a little something off that time. Backside, it's Fernandez, a solo blocker against him, and he gave a little extended stare through the net after hammering it down.
You know, one of the reasons that Tella took a little bit off is the 2 guys in front of him just served out. So I think he took a little bit off, making sure that BYU would have to earn their point a little bit different way. But boy, I'll tell you, if you take a little bit off and BYU passes well, their offense is really tough.
Some high cheddar from Gabby from the service line. Here's Galloway off the block, the save by Rado. So Tella sets up Galloway, tough angle, had to take something off. So a chance here for the Cougars. It is Fernandez from the back row, misses wide, no touch, and a point for the Bows. A rare hitting error that time by Gabi Garcia Fernandez.
BYU with only 3 errors all night long. That's amazing.
That's the second by Fernandez. Here's Galloway to serve. There he is again. Cross court, off the net, played over the net by Voss. So BYU on the attack. They go middle. The block up on Oberender. High ball, Gardini. 3 blockers up and he's rolled. Return to sender.
Oh, and this place goes crazy. People standing up as if it's match point. They're just loving this play. 3 blockers up, good timing, 6 hands across, very tight block. Rado got most of it, I believe.
He got the gist. Largest lead for Hawaii at 4. Middle set, Oberender able to sneak it by Guilherme Voss's block attempt. What you have to credit the Cougars for doing, really, from last night and on into this match, is they have kept whatever potential runs Hawaii's been able to go on, they've been able to minimize them as much as possible.
Exactly. And I'll tell you, Oberender, he's just sneaky, isn't he? He doesn't slam the ball hard down, but he just finds a way to go around every block, get the ball down.
How about the pass there, Galloway? How about the back set to Rado? Great dig, Gardini. Set by Gabby, too tight to the pin.
How about the dig by Gardini? He just took a Rado shot.
Well, it appears, C-Mac, Jakob Tella has provided a bit of a spark here for Hawaii. They seem much more finely tuned in their offense at the moment.
Remember, he set them the first half of the year. He's only lost his job, like in mid-February.
That was a pounding put on by Zach Eschenberg. 10 serving 13. As we inch along, here is Brandon Oberender. You mentioned how sneaky good he can be. Even his mustache is a little sneaky. Two-hand pass, Humler. Middle set, Gassman didn't get all of it. Dug up over the net by Fernandez. So Hawaii plays the freebie. Here's Rado through the block and down. Parapunov with 9 kills, hitting above 400.
Nice set from Jakob Tella. A little bit tight to the net, but Rado adjusted well. Walker's a little late getting out there. It's very unusual for Heineken to be late. He's almost always the closer.
Parapunov to bring it. Oh, he brings it. Gardini pops it straight up in the air. And how about the put down? Zach Eschenberg always seems to make the right heady play, and that was an example right there.
Rado's got to dig that ball. He's kicking himself right now. It's a very diggable ball. Hawaii was right to drop the block, not go up, and give Eschenberg a chance to tool the block. Going down and dropping was the right call, I think, and then it just didn't play good defense on the roll shot.
Solid second ball there by Worthington just to give Eschenberg a chance with that thing. So 11 serving 14. Float serve, handled by Humler. Tella comes off the net, sets up Rado, goes off the block and out. Point for Hawaii. Tella putting it on the money right now. And the Rainbow Warriors, for the first time in this series, gets a 15 burst. Visit the new Spectrum stores at Kapolei Commons and the Mililani Town Center. Learn about Spectrum Mobile and get the best devices, latest technology, and coolest accessories. Visit spectrum.com/stores. For store hours and directions, come get connected. Well, Hawaii leads 15-11. It matches their largest lead of both nights. And Rado Parapunov right now leading the way offensively. 10 kills, hitting .471, Chris.
Yeah, he's having a big night. He needs to continue to have a big night because Hawaii cannot win without him having a big night, in my opinion.
The block is up there by Gassman. Outside set, Fernandez goes off the block and handcuffs Galloway. Great scramble play by BYU on that side of the net.
Will Stanley continuing to make the chaos plays really well.
Remember, he hasn't played an abundance of time throughout his career. Last year was the starter, but missed the final 12 matches due to injury.
So this is like his rookie year.
Gassman sends it home.
Here comes Anastasiadis to lend his serving expertise to the match. He had a great week in practice, by the way. He could have started instead of Galloway tonight very easily. Could have been either guy.
In many ways, the spiritual leader, if you will, of this team. And it's a great serve. Chased down by Stanley. And it's going to be a joust at the net, and Tella times it perfectly and places it perfectly. And Hawaii up 5.
How did he find that open spot in the court? That was brilliant.
Jakob Tella, the Norwegian, sparkling Hawaii. Spectrum OC16 Sports kicks off the softball season with a doubleheader. Tune in as Pac-5 takes on Damien, followed by Campbell, battling crosstown rival Kapolei. That's live tomorrow, starting at 4:45 p.m. on Spectrum OC16. Largest lead for Hawaii, 17 serving 12, and it is Anastasiadis behind the service line. Great pass there, Eschenberg, outside. Gardini is stuffed.
I think Jeremy Voss got out there. He hustled to get to the outside. I think he came up with that block as Gardini tried to wrist it away cross court. I think maybe it was both of them, but I think Voss got most of it. Great block. Huge point for Hawaii.
18 serving 12. A must-win set 2 here for Hawaii, trying to close the deal. Stanley backside, Fernandez blocked out a piece, but that was too much velocity from Gabby, as usual.
The fans are going to give Anastasiadis a big hand here, I think. The job he did giving Hawaii a little bit of separation, a little more separation here late in the second set. How about the two offenses that are so different from last night? The stats here a minute ago were BYU hitting 360, a good number. Hawaii hitting 270. Last night, BYU was hitting 750, not 350. And Hawaii was hitting like a 125. Tonight they're hitting 270. So big difference in the two offenses.
And in this second set, it's Hawaii with the advantage there, 529 percentage-wise compared to 200 at the moment for BYU. Remember last night, BYU out-aced the Warriors, in large part because of the 8 aces by Gabi Garcia Fernandez, 10-4 in that category, and out-blocked Hawaii 6.5 to 2.5. Right now, the Warriors are hanging with BYU. In fact, they have out-aced the Cougars 3-0, and they're out-blocking BYU by a half block at the moment. Tella, backside, Rado from behind the line, off the block and out. Parapunov with 11 kills, and we're still in set 2.
Oh, what a beautiful bounce set by Jakob Tella. Right off the money for Rado, and Rado just swings as hard as he can to hit hard off that block. He was either going to get stuff straight down, or it was to be launched out of bounds.
Here's Tella. Stanley sets outside, Gardini able to go off the block and into the pin.
Smart play by Gardini. He really didn't have much of a shot there, but to just chisel the outside hands of Hawaii's blockers.
And here we go. Gabi Garcia Fernandez with Hawaii up 5. Crowd trying to get in his ear. And he delivers an ace. First ace of the night for BYU. And how about on the season for Gabby? 54 service aces. And that'll force
good timeout.
Hawaii timeout.
I like this early timeout.
I mean, that's the thing. You feel good about Hawaii. They're up a handful. But then this guy goes behind the service line. And that differential feels a lot smaller.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I'd almost use the second timeout. If he aces again, anything to slow him down.
Well, Jakob Tella coming in off the bench and taking over at the center spot here in the second stanza. And he has been putting up some nectars, C-Mac.
It wasn't like Schuard was doing a bad job. It was just a different tempo from Tella seems to be fitting this offense against this particular BYU team.
Let's send it over to Ryan. What's up?
Hey, thanks, guys. Well, in this second set, Hawaii actually flipped their lineup, so it's a different matchup. Right now, they are actually in this serve-receive with Fernandez serving. They're in rotation 1. So whereas in other matches or in other sets, they could maybe potentially go to a 4-man in this formation. Right now, that means that if Hawaii were to go in a 4-man, they'd have to bring Rado Parapunov, who right now is left front. They'd have to bring him back, which makes it a little bit more difficult to go into that 4-man rotation. They're hoping that they can side out a lot quicker. Charlie Wade also telling his wing blockers, his right side blockers, stick to the game plan. That game plan, block cross court, because BYU is only going to tip line. They won't hit it. Back over to you guys.
Thanks, Ryan. A reminder, UH fans, select your exact seat locations when purchasing individual game tickets at hawaiiathletics.com. Click on the tickets button to print your tickets. Avoid the lines by going online. Well, how quickly can Hawaii side out here against Fernandez?
I was going to suggest they back Rado up and have him be part of the pattern. There he is. He's backed up. 4 people passing to make it hopefully easier to pass this unbelievable serve.
Here it comes. Tickles the tape. Galloway was able to get it up. Cross-court set to Rado. Tried to dink it. Diving save. Gage joust at the net. A little pitter-patter above the tape. Dug up by Humler. And then Galloway leaps over the table across the way. But it results in a BYU point. 16 serving 19. And they will take a moment to wipe some perspiration off of the floor. And you can feel the uneasiness in this building. Hawaii trying to protect a 3-point lead, but you got Gabby behind the service line.
That 5-point lead has quickly dwindled to 3. Again, Hawaii in a 4-person passing. Rado is back passing. He'll just pass a sliver of the court, but he will provide some help to the normal 3 passing.
Worsley handles it. Tella goes backside. Here's Galloway through the block and down. A huge point, and maybe even more important, side out for Hawaii to get out of the Fernandez serving rotation.
And first one to 20 as well. Psychologically, there's always something about beating the other team to 20. Galloway challenging Gardini there a little bit.
Chaz Galloway showing some stuff here. The freshman with 4 kills on 12 swings. Here he is behind the service line. Middle set, and Oberender just destroys it.
Served by Galloway just a little bit too easy. He missed his last one, so I think he was just trying too hard just to keep it in. But I tell you, if you go soft against this BYU team, they'll just light you up offensively.
A lot of work still left in this second set for Hawaii to do to try to even things up in the match. Gardini the serve, pass Humler over the net. And hammered down by Eschenberg, and BYU is within 2. A 5-1 Cougar run.
I'll call timeout either now or 1 point from now. But clearly Charlie's got to use his second timeout somewhere in here to slow down this run.
1 timeout remaining on each side. Some moments being taken to again wipe perspiration off the floor. Crowd trying to urge this Hawaii service-receive game on. Here it comes from Gardini. Diving pass Worsley over the net. And Oberender says thank you very much. Gardini, those aren't aces, but as you always say, C-Mac, they work just as well.
Yeah, that was a terrific serve by Gardini. You know, Gage Worsley's done an amazing job all night long. He's passed so well, but every once in a while you get a server like either Gardini or Fernandez that goes back and they hit it so hard, it's just hard to keep it on your own side of the net. And that's what happened on that last play.
Largest lead for Hawaii was 6 at 19-13. And that seems like it was moments ago because basically it was. Yeah. So here they are trying to hang on. It is going to be a race to the finish line in this all-important second set.
I'm going to give BYU a lot of credit for being aggressive with their serving. You know, when you're aggressive with that jump serve, you know, there's a chance you're going to serve it into the net or out and give the other team, you know, an easy point. But they've kept every serve in, making it really tough for Hawaii's passers and Hawaii's offense.
Well, it's the best of Spectrum OC16 with a new primetime lineup. Tune in starting at 7 p.m. each weeknight for different episodes of Cooking Hawaiian Style, Hawaii Skin Diver, Hawaii Goes Fishing, The Pet Hui, and Ultimate Japan exclusively on Spectrum OC16. BYU, as great teams tend to do, and I think we can all agree, this is, in this 2020 season, this is a great team. A force to be reckoned with this year, for sure. As they tend to do, they focus in late in sets. They close well, and they are trying to put up a very admirable fight here in what would be a come from behind. effort in the second set.
And they're deep at every position.
We see an update from Les Murakami Stadium, 7-2 Hawaii. Here's Humler. Touch shot, good save there, Fernandez. BYU on the attack. Eschenberg gets it down past the Hawaii block. And BYU has come all the way back, trailing by as many as 6, and they tie it at 20. Gardini still serving. Hawaii needs a point. Humler touches it. Tella has to chase it down. He sends it over. Free chance. Cougars. Middle set over-ender off the block and down. And the Cougars are in front. 21-20.
I tell you, all the credit's got to go to the BYU servers, whether it's Fernandez or whether it's Gardini. They have single-handedly brought this Cougar team back from a 6-point deficit.
21-20. Gardini keeps the pressure on. The pass by Galloway. Backside Rado. They need it. They get it. Kill number 12 for Parapunov. And we're tied at 21. Buckle up. It is a race to 4 right now in this second set.
They're serving set for Hawaii.
And Dimitrios Muklias, another freshman from Greece, in and back to serve.
Dimi.
Pass is tight to the net, and so Will Stanley is able to take advantage and dump it down for a BYU point. Headsy play by the senior.
He's not playing like a rookie center that he is. He's playing like a veteran center. Many a good day with his dad playing Masters volleyball. His dad, a many-time MVP at the national level.
Hawaii down by 1. Here's Humler. The jump was a little early. Gardini saves it over the net. Stanley tried to send it back to the BYU side, and I think Sean Olmstead is going to argue that Philip Humler was interfering with Will Stanley getting to that volleyball. He may have a beef here.
After Humler swung, it looked like he wasn't in his way at all.
It didn't impede with him ultimately.
Oh, there Humler took a step
He
toward
does
him.
take a step toward him. He didn't impede ultimately with his ability to bump the ball, but he did take a step towards him.
The ball is coming inside. The ball is inside.
There's a long discussion here between Wayne Lee and Ernie Ho. And they're ultimately going to give the point to the Warriors. And Olmstead's going to finish his thoughts.
We're saying the ball came over inside the antenna, not outside the antenna. So it's got to go outside the antenna, be able to play back the outside the antenna. But this one went over inside the antenna and out of bounds.
So 22 all. Parapunov the serve. Backside, here's Fernandez. 2 blockers up, and he blasts it off the block and out for a point. 23 serving 22.
Fernandez was on the 3-meter line there. I don't know if you saw that, but I thought he was on the 3-meter line.
It did look awfully close from here.
That was Charlie Wade argues a challenge on it.
You talked earlier in this set how important this second frame is to Hawaii's hopes tonight. Trailing by 1. Rado from behind the line, dug up by Gardini. Bump set. Eschenberg, 3 blockers up. The save there by Galloway. Tella goes to Rado again, and he has roofed. A triple block by BYU gives them aloha ball in the second.
Happy BYU fans. Some set in about 9,900.
Vastly outnumbered.
Unhappy Hawaii fans.
Aloha ball here for the second. Here's Humler off the high hands, diving save Gardini. Here's Fernandez through the block, two-hand save Galloway. Sotella, high ball, Humler off the block. Good cover there by Stanley. Fernandez again, three blockers up, and he goes right through it. Point BYU, and they take the second set, 25-22. Coming from 6 down to surpass Hawaii and take a 2-0 advantage here in the second chapter of this 1 versus 2 series. BYU will again be thinking sweep going into the third. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the McDonald's match statistics. CMAC, BYU snatching away that second set, finishing on a lopsided run, 12-3 to close set number 2, and may have also snatched up some of the energy in this Stan Sheriff Center at the same time.
Absolutely. That second set, Hawaii hit 438. Unfortunately, BYU hit 448. But Hawaii played much better. You notice the 10 hitting errors? 8 of those came in the first set. So set number 2, they were much crisper offensively. Blocks about even, digs about even. See, service aces to errors really doesn't mean much, because what mattered in the end in the second set was BYU just was much more aggressive from behind the service line, forced Hawaii passers to pass it way off the net. Hawaii couldn't get much offense going, hence the 12-3 run by BYU to end the second set.
And that's right. Well, we talked about it. That's what great teams do. They close sets. They close matches. It was BYU outperforming Hawaii down the stretch in that second set. So how does Hawaii overcome the heartache of what transpired late in that second frame?
That's a great question. I think the first thing they need to do is they need to serve tougher themselves. They gave a lot of easy serves down the stretch there to BYU, and being a little bit too conservative, I thought. I think they can get more aggressive in this third set, and I think that Tella can become a little more offensive, as Ryan Suzy was saying. I think he can become more offensive up when he's in the front row.
Well, he did spark them, and for Hawaii, it just came down to they were first to 20, and they couldn't figure out a way to do the proverbial crossing of the goal line, if you will, with the football from about the 1-yard line.
And you know, the one thing they do the last hour of every practice, they play 5 games from 20 all. So it's not like they don't know how to get to the finish line, but couldn't get it that time.
Max Rosenfeld starts things off with an out serve, and so Hawaii gifts BYU the opening point here in the third. You have to remember there are some younger pieces to this Hawaii squad, especially tonight with Colton Cowell. That it is likely something to do with some of the leg issues that he's been dealing with. But that said, you know, this is an early season, or at least mid-season matchup, non-conference. Hawaii will get into Big West play next week. And so for them, they're still trying to grow. They're still trying to feel themselves out. And while obviously the result so far isn't something that the Hawaii fans will be very excited about, it is a learning opportunity here for this Warrior team. Gardini unable to finish the deal. They're going to call a mishit on the set.
Great dig by Mitchell Worthington to extend that rally. He's doing a pretty good job as libero over the last 2 nights. Did his mission in Mexico. Even though he's a sophomore, he's like a senior, 2 years older.
2 serving 1. Here we come. Dug up by Rado. So Worsley sets up Patapunov, 3 blockers up. And protecting the back line was Eschenberg. Right side, Fernandez bounces it off the Terraflex. Just doing Gabby things. That's 11 kills for him now. And he's hitting up in the 400 range.
When in doubt, he just terminates. That's what he does. 11 kills, 2 errors, hitting over 400. It's amazing. What an athlete.
And now back behind the service line. Into the net it goes. Oh, man.
Where was that in the last set? Come on. Where was it?
I was about to say, how badly did Hawaii need 1 or 2 of those down the stretch in the second frame? BYU wasn't affording them those opportunities. Serving 2 here in the third.
Great pass forcing set off the net.
Gardini blocked back. Fernandez saves it over the net. Tella's going to get a swing and crushes it.
That's what we're talking about. The lefty setter banging away at the net. That was a great time to utilize that. Block was not expecting it at all.
Stylistically, he and Brett Sheward, very different in terms of their setting skill set. How different are they? What do you see as the main differences?
I think Sheward's a little bit more risky. He'll set that 31 to fast set to the middle a little more often. Take a few more chances. Tella more traditional, sets a higher ball.
Gardini gets the touch, and BYU gets the point.
Higher ball has a risk of allowing the other team's middle blocker to get to the outside. Has more time to get there. So I think he'll be working on having that set get faster to the outside as the season goes on.
Here's Gardini, partly the hero in that second set. He goes out. He was locked in down the home stretch of the second frame. And
he could not miss, nor could Fernandez at the end of that second set.
They were playing winning volleyball.
They were.
Let's be honest. Hawaii up 5-3. Here's Gassman. And he finds that end line. And Gassman lets out a roar in celebration. Fourth ace of the evening for Hawaii. BYU and Gabi Garcia Fernandez have just the one. And they're up 2-0. Here it comes again from Gassman. Tickles the tape. What a pass by Gardini. Middle set. And a solo stuff. Rosenfeld on overender.
You know, I watched practice on the other day. Roosevelt had 4 of those in a row to end practice.
Hawaii up 4 in the third. Welcome back. Coming up on Cooking Hawaiian Style, teacher, radio DJ, and singer Pomai Longakit joins Lanai in the kitchen to make her rendition of chicken stir fry. Tune in Monday night at 7 exclusively on Spectrum OC16. Hawaii trying to fry up a nice comeback here, down 2-0. They're up 7-3 in the third. Must win third set, and Gassman out of the timeout with some gas. Set tight to the net and unable to touch it over is Eschenberg.
A rare error from Eschenberg. Really his second of the night, and last night Eschenberg had only 2 errors all night. Very high percentage player.
It's a 4-0 run here for the Warriors. They're up 8, serving 3. A sellout crowd here at the Stan Sheriff Center. Into the net it goes. And that was one of the goals for Charlie Wade when he took over 11 years ago. He wanted to return this program to the glory days that you could talk about under Mike Wilton, when they were featuring players like Yuval Cox and Aaron Wilton and Jason Ring and Jason Olive. Outside, here's Galloway. He goes way up into the stratosphere.
That was a well-designed play. Roosevelt goes up high, but 2 blockers get out there, and somehow Galloway goes over them or between them.
Here's Tella. And it's an ace. Jakob Tella has injected some significant kinetic energy into this Warrior team tonight. They weren't able to close the deal in the second set, but he has clearly made a difference with his presence in this match.
Second ace of the night right there.
Ten serving 4. Took a little something off there. Gardini pops it straight up in the air. High ball set, Eschenberg. 3 blockers up. And they eclipse the sun.
for Eschenberg to go there. It was flat out in the very dark spot of a closet.
That's right.
You know where the door is.
That swing was blanketed. 11 serving 4. Outside, Eschenberg. That was not blanketed. He strikes that one.
Hitters love it when there's only one blocker up. You know that? Did you tell?
Yeah. That had some fury behind it.
Rosenfeld went up in the middle on Yalhiainen.
Will Stanley played a couple of strong matches, forces the overpass, but the one-hand set to Galloway couldn't get it down. Here's Eschenberg, 3 blockers up again. They got a piece. Tella chases down the second touch, centers it, and Worsley will send it over. Chance for the Cougars. Outside, Eschenberg blocked back by Rosenfeld. Here's Gabby. Off the block, 2-hand save. Humer. Tella. Backside. Galloway.
Where did that come from? The 10-foot line. He was deep in the court right there. Goes up against 2 solid blockers and finds a way to put it down. Chaz Galloway looking very Cowell-like there.
This freshman growing up fast here. Getting the start tonight in place of the injured, we presume, Colton Cowell. Back row set, and Gardini. It was almost a windmill type of swing motion. And he got it at the very top point.
Once again, Roosevelt goes up in the middle. Gardini following the middle attack with a big back row quick. Tough to defend.
And how good has he been, offensively and defensively? The team leader in digs, mind you. No dig conjured up there as Chaz on the attack unloads.
Another Colton Cowell-like swing. And Colton Cowell-like jump. Galloway starting to feel comfortable out there.
He got off to a bit of a slow start because of dental surgery that he had to undergo late in December. And so he wasn't really available to the team at the start of the season. He slowly had to get worked into the rotation, or at least into the active roster.
He had all 4 wisdom teeth pulled.
That's crazy.
That was tough.
I wonder what was tougher for him, going up against BYU or the 4 wisdom teeth getting pulled.
I would say probably this.
Here he is, Galloway with the 2-hand pass, and then it's Gassman goes long with it. No touch up front. A set maybe to the middle, a little low.
Gassman at 6'10" has got to have the ball up where he can get in his wheelhouse, a little higher.
So Yalhiainen, computer science major, has scored at a 4.0 GPA his entire collegiate career. Forces the bad pass. Worsley chases it down. Potapunov's going to get a swing out of it. Good save there by Stanley. Bumstead goes over the net and out. And a point for the Warriors. Good effort there on the scramble play.
An unlikely point for the Rainbow Warriors. They were in jail. Gage Worsley was over taking a seat on the bench over here after he played that last ball. And somehow, the Bumstead came up to where Rado could get a swing at.
Here's Rado. Forces the overpass. Tella, jump set, nobody home. Rado has to 2-hand it over. Free chance for the Cougars. Little mix-up on the exchange there, so Hawaii now with it. Here's Gassman off the block, saved by Eschenberg. Stanley highballs it. Fernandez through the triple block and down. Opportunity missed in that sequence by Hawaii.
Absolutely. I'm not sure why Rado wasn't ready. I think that Rado thought that Tella was going to go to the middle or hit it himself. And so therefore, he just kind of took a little break.
And here he is. Gabi Garcia Fernandez.
And there's 4 passers. Rado's in the passing pattern as well. He'll take a small sliver on the right side. Worsley will take the biggest part of the court.
And Fernandez blasts it long. gets to 15 first. They need the third. Can they get the third? Well, last night the block was fairly non-existent for Hawaii. According to the Akamai Roofing Report, it is very much a part of what the Warriors have been able to accomplish so far in this match. 7 total team blocks. They're out blocking BYU, who has 5.5 blocks on their side. Hawaii still trails 2 sets to none. They're up 15 serving 9 here in the third. A must-win third. Humler with the serve, and he serves it out of the timeout. Hawaii in this third set hitting 300. BYU hitting 176. They've looked a little bit more human, dare we say, here in the third.
Exactly. Hawaii also siding out at 88%.
Gardini into the twine.
So now he and Fernandez have each served 2 balls out in this set. That's 4 serves each net are out. And they had 0 of those at the end of the second set.
I mean, if Hawaii gets just one of those in the second set.
Maybe there's money players. They just like it when the pressure's on.
I believe it. I believe it.
They were flawless at the end of the second set.
How about that? Just how you draw it up. Pat Gassman. Sometimes it is better to be lucky than good. Hawaii's going to take every point any way they can get it. The Gas Man has 2 aces tonight. And the Warriors are up 17-10.
Second and final timeout for BYU. Down 7, the largest deficit they've had in 2 nights.
Well, getting the start in place of Colton Cowell tonight, Chaz Galloway. What have you thought about the performance of this freshman here so far, C-Mac?
I think it's gotten better and better as the night's gone on. He's felt more relaxed. Not easy for a freshman to come in and replace a guy like Colton Cowell, a captain, a leader, you know, a 4-year player, and all of a sudden Galloway's going to step in and somehow replace him. Not easy, but he's done a great job.
I'll send it over to Ryan.
Well, here on the BYU sideline, not a lot of worry by the coaching staff. They recognize the deficit that they're under. Coaching staff telling them, hey, let's just continue to chip away. Everyone turning to Fernandez actually during the earlier part of this timeout, asking him specifically, what are you seeing? What do you want to hit? Really showing that he is the leader on this team. Back over to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Ryan.
Doesn't surprise me that the ball, you know, the way BYU goes is around Fernandez. He's such a force, so dynamic in the back row when he serves, dynamic in the back row when he attacks from the D ball, dynamic in the front row when he's either hitting, you know, a back set red or if he's blocking. So not surprising to hear that huddle ran around him.
You know, we had these discussions during commercial breaks with our statisticians and some of the other people here along press row, and the comparison that we got tonight for Fernandez and Gardini was DeFalco and Insing from Long Beach State the last couple of years. That's not bad.
Not a bad comparison.
You have a 1-2 punch like that, you're going to be contending for a national championship. Another ace by Pat Gassman.
But Hawaii's really getting to flex their muscles a little bit right now. Gassman going up and hitting that deep line shot. And it is absolutely energizing the team and this arena.
18 serving 10. Another smoker of a serve. Fernandez from behind the line, off the high hand, saved by Gassman along the end line. High ball set, Rado gets it home.
Gassman, the former libero when he was a young player in youth volleyball, loves playing back row, loves serving.
4-0 run for the Rainbow Warriors. 13 kills now for Rado. Pass by Gardini. Outside, Eschenberg. And that one goes off the block and out. And Gassman Gassman hears it as he makes his way back to the Hawaii bench.
Well-deserved round of applause.
There it comes from Oberender. Worsley takes on the setting responsibilities. It's Galloway, and he pumps it wide. Point for BYU. And now this crowd, after having seen what transpired in set 2, they understand. Literally no lead is safe against this BYU squad.
That's correct. The only good news is that Davide and Fernandez are in the back row.
Rado. Too hot to handle. He's got 14 put downs.
Good set from Tiller that time, allowing Rado to rip it line.
Here's Tella. Good serve. BYU out of system. Eschenberg blocked back, saved by Stanley. And nobody went up to challenge in the middle. Jauhinainen just oh so gently places it down.
That's where Roosevelt should have gone up and at least challenged there.
Jauhinainen is one of those low-key trash talkers, isn't he?
Yeah.
Here's Galloway. Blocked in roof. He gets a little bit of a stare down from the aforementioned Miki Jauhinainen. He is a competitor, man. And BYU within a half dozen.
Hawaii's got 2 timeouts left. If they don't get a side out here, I would definitely call a timeout if I was Charlie Wade. Slow this Cougar machine.
Worsley with the pass outside. It's Rado by the double blocking down. And Panapunov looks through the twine for a couple of extra nanoseconds. Perhaps a preview of a matchup we will see much further down the road. But a lot of volleyball to be played between now and then. Right now, you would have to say that thus far what we've seen, this is a BYU team that is just a little more battle-tested to this point in the season. Backside, Eschenberg, deep corner and in. He's got 12 kills, C-Mac.
He's just that silent assassin who just gets the job done very quietly. He's very efficient, rarely makes errors. Mature player, mature hitter, hard worker, one of the hardest workers on the team, says Coach Olmstead.
He calls him the ultimate team player. He goes into the net there.
Did we just jinx him? I'm not sure.
Hawaii. It's funny how the goals change, right, over the course of a series like this. Right now for Hawaii, their top priority is just to snag a set. Can they get a set off of BYU and then see what happens after that? Middle set, Jauhinainen does it again.
He doesn't get set a lot, but when he does get set, he pretty much is money every time.
Jauhinainen to serve. Tella goes backside. Rado misses wide. No touch up front. Point for BYU. This is almost the precise spot where Hawaii saw the Cougars storm back in the second frame.
Guess who the next 2 servers are for BYU? Fernandez and Gardini.
It's John Stanley first. With his family in the seats. Pass by Galloway. Tella goes middle to Gassman. Sends it long. Point BYU. And the fans starting to feel that anxiety again. And Charlie Wade signals for a timeout.
John Stanley with a tough little jump serve, little hybrid serve. It's almost like it's a jump flow, but he puts a little spin on it, so it's like a jump serve. And it's provided all kinds of difficulties for the Hawaii passers right now.
Well, we dubbed this matchup going in as kind of an Ali versus Frazier type of matchup. It turned out, at least last night, to be more like Wilder and Fury, right? Where it was BYU landing the early haymakers and Hawaii somewhat dazzled the rest of the time. If Hawaii can take a set here that changes the complexion just a bit and shows a little bit of that fighting spirit and gives them at least a semblance of hope to build off of here, either going forward in this match or even going forward throughout the rest of the season.
Absolutely. That's why these next series of points here are really important. More important, as I think, for Hawaii than BYU.
All right, let's
BYU up 2-0. They can play loosey and goosey.
They got a little room to work with. Let's send it over to Ryan.
Hey, well, on the Hawaii sideline, all eyes on Gage Worsley during that last timeout. He really took control of the huddle, saying, hey, we are not giving this one up. Talking to his passers, talking into the hitters. He really was a player coach in that last timeout, motivating his team, saying, hey, we are going to finish this set. Back over to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. We got a baseball score from Les Murakami Stadium to update. 11-2 Hawaii on top. They took last night's opener against Oregon. Aaron Davenport has 9 strikeouts. They're on the top of the 7th. They're going to go up 2-0 in that 4-game series. Cross-court set goes to Humler, and he sends it long. And things tightening up for the Warriors. And that familiar, anxious feeling starting to penetrate through the Stan Sheriff Center.
Charlie Wade's got one more timeout to use if he needs it. I think he'll use it if they don't get a side out here.
Pass tight to the net. One hand set. Humler, Gassman. Little pitter patter. Popped up. Rado's going to get a swing. He's blocked. Layout save Humler. Layout touch Worsley. Can Tella return it? Yes, he can. And we play on. Fernandez blocked, but it goes out. And a point for BYU after an incredible scramble effort by the Warriors.
Well, that's some great hustle right there. They're going to wipe up the floor. All that diving. And then wiping up the floor will also delay the game just a little bit so that Charlie Wade doesn't have to use his second and final timeout.
A 5-point run here for BYU. The fans thinking, this can't happen again, right? Stanley the serve. Again, he attacks Humler. It's a back set to Rado, and he hammers it.
That was a brilliant swing by Rado. Not a D-ball. He was front row there. He took a great swing. Pumped it down inside the block. Maybe his best swing of the night right there.
And he is back behind the line to serve. Gets it in. Pass tight to the net. Gassman! Mahalanui-Noa on the overpass.
See how he gave credit to Rado then? Pointed to Rado, said, Rado, thanks for the great serve that gave me the easy kill. There's the overpass and the put down.
Aloha ball in the third.
We got a lot of people standing up.
Good pass there. Outside, it goes to Gardini. And he goes over the top of that block. And walking back behind the service line is Gabi Garcia Fernandez. With Hawaii sitting on Aloha ball. And even more people join in the standing here on what could be a set point for Hawaii. Pops straight up in the air. Tella, back jump set. Rado against 3 blockers. He's roofed. And BYU within 2. Charlie Wade asking some of his fellow coaches if they saw a foot foul underneath the net. He will instead signal for a timeout. We will keep it here. And the drama as the Cougars once again claw their way back into the picture here late in the set.
That was a tough set for Rado. A little tight to the net. He had a long way to run for that. It was maybe not the best choice. I think going to the outside there might have been a better choice, but hindsight obviously is 20/20. What Hawaii needs right now is just one side out in any way, shape, or form, including a miss by Fernandez. He's missed 2 of his last 3 serves. Who knows? Maybe he's got another miss in him. But you know what? He's known for being a high percentage player. He'll get an ace, he'll get an error, but he rarely does he make many errors.
I mean, for a guy who has now on the season with the ace tonight 54 aces, he has more aces than service errors.
Nobody
that
does
is
that.
uncanny.
Yeah, nobody does that. That's amazing. He's just a world-class player with a world-class arm who's going to earn a lot of money playing professional volleyball.
I mean, just that one singular skill can take you pretty far.
Exactly.
But then you throw in what he can do offensively as well, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with on the international stage.
He'll be earning 6 figures soon enough.
Hawaii just needs a point to send this to a 4th set and to give this crowd something to enjoy.
Hawaii again going with 4 passers. Rado's going to take the sliver of the right side. The whole arena is starting to stand up now, as they do around the rest of the volleyball world. Stand up at set point, not wait for match point.
Aloha ball again, Fernandez.
Perfect
Good pass. Here's Rado. Off the block and out. And Hawaii has broken through. They take the 3rd, 25-22. And the Warriors are alive at the Stan Sheriff Center. It will not be a sweep on night 2. To the 4th we go. Well, Rado Potapunov, 17 kills to lead everybody in this match, C-Mac, and coming up big in that 3rd set that saw the Warriors finally break through.
Well, he loves carrying the team on his shoulders. But I tell you what really made a big difference, I thought, in that 3rd set was Hawaii coming up with 4 aces. 4 of their 7 aces came in that 1 set. And that was impressive, to say the least. Rado hit 375 against the second best, maybe the 1st or 2nd best blocking team in the country. That's saying something. Hawaii hitting only 247 on the night. BYU hitting 418. Hawaii got out hit that set 360 to 125, but Hawaii's aces were what got them through, really gave them momentum.
So what can that 3rd set do? For BYU, as you mentioned, a lot of wiggle room here going up 2 sets to 9. I imagine their confidence isn't too frayed. What does it potentially do for Hawaii, though?
For Hawaii, all of a sudden, I think it's given them confidence that they can take a set off this team that demolished them last night. There was doubts whether or not they would ever take a set against them, maybe ever, the way BYU played last night. They were so flawless. So I think to break through there is huge confidence-wise, self-confidence. I think, though, this 4th set, that might have woken the sleeping giant in BYU. I expect them to come out and play a lot harder.
We've seen that happen, right? It's a natural human tendency. You get up 2-0. You've seen a letdown from a lot of teams in that 3rd set. Can Hawaii utilize and extract what they can from that 3rd set? What added to the success, the recipe from which they were able to draw to finally get that 1 set off of this BYU Cougar squad and continue it here into the 4th? That remains to be seen. A long discussion here, Tella and Ernie Ho. So they're talking about the rotation out there on the floor, perhaps?
Exactly. I think it might have been written down wrong. Hawaii players went out and stood in 1 rotation, but the Gassman stands in front of Fernandez. So you can't look at our lineup.
It's a good shield, right? Gassman,
yeah,
6'10".
I think Hawaii might have written down the wrong lineup, and Hawaii players were surprised. They went out on the floor and stood in a different lineup. Ernie Ho saying, look, I'm just showing you what the coach showed me. This is how you guys wrote down your lineup.
So A little pause in the action here as we filibuster between sets 3 and 4. And finally, it looks like we are getting ready to rev it back up. BYU took sets 1 and 2, 25-20, 25-22. Hawaii finally flipping the script. Even though it got a little dicey down the stretch in that third set as well. But they took it 25-22. Set 4 now underway. And Heineken starts it off with a service error. So it was almost as if that long discussion kind of contributed to possibly icing Heineken. It's all in the Charlie Wade plan, right?
Yeah.
So here's Jakob Tella, first to serve for Hawaii. Gardini, overpass, one-hand set. That one sneaks over the net, and it's going to be a Hawaii point. I'm going to call BYU for the back row attacker. That was Stanley.
Yeah, he's back row right now, and he's the one who went above the net to attack the ball over. If he's below the net, it's okay. If he's above the net, then it becomes an illegal back row attack.
So 2 serving 0. If we go to a 5th here tonight, and if that thing is competitive, the roof of this place could blow clear off because this crowd is ready to explode. They're just waiting for the opportunity, and it looks like we're having another rotation and lineup discussion here. A lot of confusion the onset of this 4th set. So Charlie Wade's actually going to call his players into a de facto huddle here. And it looks like we are ready to once again continue.
Not sure what all the discussion was about, but obviously it has something to do with what's written on that lineup sheet.
Tella the one that has to wait this time. Still gets it over nicely outside. Gardini off the block and out. And it will be Fernandez back behind the line here. Early on in set number 4. Much anticipated matchup. 1 versus 2. Both teams were undefeated going into last night's first match of the series. As Humler was able to get it over. Pretty nice swing there. Outside Gardini hit the pin. And that's a point for Hawaii. An unforced hitting error that time for Davide Gardini. So 3 serving 1, and now it's Pat Gassman to serve. Hawaii would love to get off to a significant start here in this 4th set. But Gassman pumps it long.
Here comes the other player who gave Hawaii fits. Earlier 12-3 comeback in the 2nd set. Davide Gardini.
And we're going to have a rotational error called on Hawaii, a free point given to BYU.
Rosenfeld that time out of rotation. He should have been far on the left. He was more in the middle of the court.
It's a lot of confusion here on the Hawaii side for the first few points of the set.
Yeah.
Gardini smokes it across. Worsley, cross court, bump set to Rado, and he goes off the block and out. Gage Worsley with a magnificent setup for Parapuno.
I'm not sure which is better, Worsley's set or Rado's hit. Look at that. That's a 50-foot set. That's a long ways to go. Oh, my goodness.
That was pretty spectacular there. Meanwhile, 18 kills for Parapunov, hitting .394. Humler the serve. Stanley chases it down, sets up Eschenberg, blocked and roofed. Rosenfeld next to Rado.
Roosevelt does a nice job of getting to the outside. Didn't quite get there, though. There was actually a hole in the block there. Rose has got to move a little quicker to the outside.
5 serving 3 here in the fourth. And Humler sends it wide. There were a lot of streaks that came to an end by virtue of that BYU sweep last night. First off, Hawaii loses for the first time overall this season. They were 14-0. It was also the ending of a 25 home match win streak for the Warriors. As Rado gets kill number 19, he has been locked in all evening long. Also the first time that Hawaii has been swept on their home floor since 2016, which was against BYU. Parapunov, pass there, Worthington. Here's Fernandez, 2 blockers up, cross court, punched up by Rado. Sent back over, Stanley tried to dump it, but he couldn't get it above the tape.
And that's why these two coaches got into a 4-year agreement, going home and away and home and away. And Sean Olmstead couldn't be happier that Hawaii will be coming to BYU next year.
I mean, they're 2 of the top programs traditionally, 2 of the top fan bases traditionally. It just makes so much sense for these two to have each other on their schedules perennially. Tella, back row, Humler off the fingertips of the block. Great diving save, Gardini. Fernandez sends it over the net. Tella couldn't put it down. BYU the advantage outside Eschenberg off the block and down. Missed opportunity there for the Warriors.
I think Tella would have been better off just slapping the ball straight down as opposed to trying to find an open space in the court. He got lucky doing that earlier tonight, but that one there was not meant to be.
How about Gardini, though, defensively? Along that back line at 6'9", layout saves left and right.
He's playing like a libero.
It's crazy. Parapunov has to 2-hand it over. Another opportunity here for BYU. High ball bump set, Fernandez over the triple block, sliding save. Humler joust at the net. Good cover, Worsley. Cover again by Gage. BYU now with it on their side. Fernandez low set, dinks it over. Saved by Worsley. Tella the swing. Point Warriors.
That was a funky rally. Gage Worsley, here's one dig. Great cover. There's another dig. He's everywhere. He gets another dig. 3 digs in one rally. And it ends up, the last one ends up being dig, assist.
Roosevelt pounds it into the net. So 6 serving 8 here. Still early stages of the fourth. Eschenberg. The pass by Worsley was brilliant. Galloway had to just touch it over. Outside Gardini, off the block and out. So for Gardini, that's kill number 11. 3 players in double-figure kills for BYU. And Fernandez, Eschenberg, and Gardini. Oberender, by the way, is at 8 kills. And hitting .636.
Yeah, giant number.
7 serving 8. Tella with the jump set. To Parapunov off the block and down.
You know, right now, Parapunov is doing it with mirrors because he's got a really solid block up there. 6'9" and 6'9", he's going up against a BYU wall. And he's just finding a way to get it through.
It's kill number 20 for Rado. Galloway the serve. Bump set. Gardini from off the net. Saved by Worsley. Tella sets up Rado. The heater. Give him 21 put down.
And Rado would have it no other way. He loves carrying the team on his back. He's one of the captains. He's one of the leaders. He's an emotional leader.
It was funny, film session for Hawaii, and they were studying this BYU block, and they're saying, all right, they were asking some of the players where the coaching staff is. Galloway sends it into the twine. Where do you see the areas to attack. And Rado's like, I think you should just set the right side. Just set the right side.
And that's pretty much what's happening. He's had, 36 attempts so far out of the 99 the team has had.
Rado has to two-hand it over. Chance here for the Cougars. Outside Gardini. The set was low. Hawaii scrambling. Can Worsley return it? Yes, he can. Free chance here for the Cougars, however. Outside Gardini. Another soft touch. Diving save. Rado. But Hawaii couldn't get his back.
Gassman got a little bit too overeager. I think he meant well to catch BYU off guard, but he really should have let the ball go to Tella. Let Tella set the second ball.
Tella was right there.
He was right there ready to go. I think Hawaii's got to play pretty perfectly this set if they're going to send this to 5. They can't be having, mental mistakes like that or communication errors like that.
Become a significant factor here over the last set plus. Trying to urge the #1 team in the country currently to put up the fight here. Two-hand pass, Humler. Middle set, Gassman. Pancake save, Stanley. And a free ball coming here for the Warriors. Can they take advantage? Tella, outside, Humler.
Oh, I love the set. He got a split block because the block was leaning towards Parapunov. So many balls have gone to him. There's Will Stanley's pancake, beautiful up. Watch this. This block was hanging, ready to go to Rado. Instead, ball goes to Humler, and he delivers.
See his stat line. How about that? 8 kills, 2 blocks, 7 digs, filling up the sheet.
And he's passing a lot of balls and passing well.
Yeah, they are attacking him in the service game, that's for sure. Stanley goes to Fernandez. It's blocked, but it goes out. And so BYU trailing by 1, and Gabi Garcia Fernandez walks back behind the service line. And a collective gulp takes place here in the building. How about the pass by Worsley? Outside, Rado misses wide. A golden opportunity. And just the 6th hitting error for Parapunov. And Charlie Wade wants to make sure. It was just Stanley out there. And Parapunov sends it just wide of the line. Challenge here. Charlie's going to challenge the in-out call, C-Mac.
I think I would have. Charlie couldn't see it, but I would have challenged the football on Fernandez that time. I thought he touched the back line.
Yeah, not too often you're going to get Rado in a single blocker situation, and that blocker happened to be the opposing setter here.
Exactly.
Certainly, Charlie Wade and company would like to see him finish those, and you make the call. Looks like the call on the floor was wide, and I'm not sure if there's anything there that would lead you to believe that this should be overturned.
Yeah, it looks like it is out.
But we have seen stranger things.
I think it was worthy of making the challenge, though. Mm-hmm. Look who's back there serving.
We've also seen, as mentioned, some pretty peculiar results from these challenges, going only back to last night even. Long look here for Ernie Ho. This would be a biggie. If this gets overturned, Hawaii would have the 12-10 advantage opposed to a tie set on the scoreboard. It looks like they're going to uphold the call. So 11 serving 11. And at the very least, it works as a de facto timeout for Fernandez behind the service line.
Exactly.
Oh, that goes off of the chest of Humler. Some high cheddar once again, this time from Gabi Garcia Fernandez. And he logs another ace, his second of the match.
That ball's coming so fast. You'd think if it hits him in the chest, if he could get out of the way, the ball's probably out.
A little something off there. Tella goes backside. Humler off the block, saved by Will Stanley. So the bump set. Stanley's going to get the swing, and he is roofed. The biggest block that Hawaii has to offer in Parapunov and Gassman.
6'9" and 6'10". Stanley took a good swing at him. He's a good hitter in high school, and he could hit on this team as well. But he's a better setter.
Still probably not where Worthington, the libero, wanted to go with it, or should have gone with it.
Exactly.
In that circumstance. Here's Fernandez. Gets it past the block. He's got 15 kills. Well, the two standout players, the headliners, if you will, if you were to pick one on each side, you're talking about two of the best opposites in all of volleyball, in Fernandez for BYU and Rado for Hawaii, and they're showing out tonight, C-Mac.
Yeah, and I think they'll both be the last two candidates alive when the, when they vote for Player of the Year.
And we're going to have another rotation error called against Hawaii. Ernie Ho blowing the whistle, and Charlie Wade and Parapunov vehemently arguing that. And Ernie Ho is going to ask for a replay, and the serve had gone into the net. It would have been an out serve and a point for Hawaii. What do you see here, C-Mac?
I don't see a violation unless Tella moves early and overlaps into the back row.
Well, all's well that ends well from Hawaii's perspective as the serve goes long. And we're tied at 13.
Yeah, I think Tella left his spot early and became a overlap with the front row player.
Humler back to serve. 6'7" sophomore from the Czech Republic. High ball set. Fernandez blows it past Galloway. And right now it has been a steady diet of Gabi offensively for BYU.
Yeah, whether he's behind the service line or where he hit the D-ball, he's just so impactful to this game.
Over-ender with the serve. Outside, Galloway up the elevator and finds the floor. That's 8 kills now for Chaz. They talk about his vertical jump as being somewhere in the 45-inch range.
Yeah, very similar to Colton Cowell. Overpass.
Galloway touches it off of Stanley and out, and that's a point for Hawaii. Wayne Lee had pointed in the direction of BYU, but immediately corrected the call. It did appear to be Galloway off of Stanley and not vice versa.
Correct.
But the initial pointing in the direction of BYU by Wayne Lee will certainly get the Cougar side of the net riled up.
Yeah, the ball's off Stanley.
So Hawaii gets the 15 first. Oh boy, we got a set.
Okay.
Welcome back. 15-14, Hawaii in front here in the fourth. But after the timeout, Sean Olmstead reaches for the review paddle. And he is going to challenge the call. He is going to ask to challenge that exchange above the tape.
See who touched the ball last.
It did look like, at least to us from our perspective and via that initial replay we saw, that it was Galloway off Stanley and not vice versa. Would you agree?
I agree. We'll see how it looks there. There's Galloway, and then there's Stanley touching it last. You can tell, you see Galloway's pushing the ball forward, and the ball goes out to Stanley's right. That's another indication that I think that the ball was off Stanley. See, Stanley's the one who pushes it last to the right.
This is another significant ruling here.
Definitely off Stanley. You saw that there. The last one showed it obvious.
And so that will be a Hawaii point. It will be upheld. Olmsted is not happy with the decision, but it does appear as though that was the right decision.
Yeah, good question.
Ernie Ho letting Olmsted know that he has 2 more challenges. And again, if it goes to a 5th, then each side gets 1 more challenge on top of whatever they have to close set 4.
Exactly.
So 15 serving 14. Here it comes from Parapunov into the twine. The BYU side will call that some athletic justice. So 15 apiece. Tella goes to Rado. He has to soft touch it over. Good layout save by Fernandez. Outside, the set goes to Eschenberg. Was off balance. So a chance here for Hawaii. Here's Galloway. Blocked. The cover by Tella. Set goes to Rado. Through the block and down.
Pretty good scramble play because BYU was really in charge of that rally. I thought that they had a great scramble play in the back, and then Stanley put up a good set for Eschenberg. I'm not sure why Eschenberg hit a soft shot there. He usually bangs away.
Rosenfeld now to serve. Good job handling that by Gardini. Eschenberg through the block, saved by Rado. Centered by whom there? Free ball coming here for the Cougars. Stanley with options, goes middle to Jauhinainen.
Somebody in the back row for Hawaii has got to jump up and kill that ball as opposed to bumping it over. I'm not sure why somebody didn't get aggressive out of the back row and attack that.
Yeah, you're not going to beat BYU on too many points if you're giving them free balls.
Exactly.
16 serving 16, and we're going to have a rotational error on the Hawaii side of the net. That's the call by Ernie Ho. Milan Zarkovic is up off the bench, once again arguing. Pat Gassman also stating his case. There appeared to be some last-second scrambling on the Hawaii side to readjust the positioning of Tella. Check this out. Watch Gassman. He actually pulls Tella over before the serve.
Exactly. I thought he got him there in time because it was overlapping before that. But he got them back there. I thought he got him back there in the right spot before the ball was served.
And so that's going to be a BYU point. You talk about Hawaii having to play at least close to mistake-free volleyball. You can't be gifting the Cougars points here. And in this instance, they give BYU the go-ahead point. Charlie Wade still vehemently arguing his point to Ernie Ho. Tella catches him napping.
You know, it's too bad, Kiddo, that so much of tonight has been, you know, lineup situations, overlaps.
Yeah.
Both coaches really upset with the officiating in general, and it's too bad it has to be the way because there's two great teams playing great volleyball. And it's been tainted a little bit by all these controversies.
Yeah, this has felt more like a 1 versus 2 type of showdown.
No question.
17 all. Anastasiadis to serve. Pop straight up by Eschenberg. Outside. Gardini is roped. Pat Gassman shuts the door.
Gassman's been in on a couple. That's his third. But he only had one last night. I know he was frustrated he didn't get in on more blocks last night, so he was determined to get in on more blocks tonight.
The 4th lead change in this 4th set. Pass there by Worthington. Backside, Fernandez off the block. And Worsley runs out of room. Gave it a go. But another kill for Fernandez. He has 17.
Fernandez is just so tough to block. He has so many shots. He hit line well. He's got the cross-court shot. He hits a high and deep. He got the grind shot off the block at the tip. He does it all.
Jauhinainen now to serve. Tella, middle set, Gassman. And he is denied. Gardini in the scene along with Oberender. And that forces a Hawaii timeout. We'll take a break as well. BYU looking to finish. The best opposites in all the land. Gabi Garcia Fernandez for BYU, 17 kills hitting 441. Rado Patapunov for Hawaii, 22 kills hitting 410. And it is BYU up 1 here in the 4th, leading 2 sets to 1. Rado gets another.
23 kills for the big guy from Sofia.
That is 1 off of his career high.
And he's doing it against one of the best blocking teams in the country.
Career high came earlier this year against Loyola. 19 up. Tella with the serve. Backside, it's Fernandez. Soft touches it over. Layout save Tella. So Worsley sets up Rado. Got the touch. Ties a career high. Puts Hawaii up 1.
Nice set. Touch on the block. And I love Gardini's first pass, too. He continues to be solid. And Eschenberg, I think Eschenberg got that last one. Tella's serve is not an easy one to pass.
20, serving 19. Middle set, Oberender. Crushes it.
Oberender now with 9 kills, 1 error. Oh, hitting around 700, I think.
Fernandez. Humler, first touch. How about the back set to Humler? Diving save, Gabby. They go outside. Gardini goes off the block and into the pin. Point BYU. And they jump in front. 21-20.
Hawaii has one more timeout to use. I guess Charlie's not going to use it now. He may wait for the next one, but I need to slow down this guy right here. That could have been a foot fault there.
Very close. Outside. Rado through the double block and down. It's a new career high for Patapunov. And we're tied again.
You think these fans are getting their money's worth here tonight? 10,300 of them?
Let's just say I don't think they regret buying the ticket.
Yeah, there you go.
25 kills for Rado. We are tied for the 12th time in this 4th frame. Gassman to serve. And it's an ace!
miss of the night for Patrick Gassman forces BYU to call their first timeout.
That's now 17 aces on the season for Gassman. He had already set his personal season high, but ace number 4 on the evening, doing his best Gabi Garcia Fernandez impression from the service line.
He is. And we've experienced now our fourth change of lead in this fourth set. That's something we did not see last night.
So 22 serving 21 here in this fourth frame. Let's send it over to Ryan.
Well, a lot of confusion on the Hawaii sideline in terms of the lineup and the rotation, because Hawaii is going with a non-traditional lineup right now. We're not sure if that's on purpose or if this is something that was a mistake and what caused that delay at the beginning of this set. So right now, Hawaii should be in rotation 1, which normally means that your outside hitter, your number 1 outside hitter, should be your server. Right now, that's Pat Gassman. So they actually switched Gassman and their outside hitter, which results in a different sort of serve-receive formation. What BYU is doing is they notice that Hawaii's in a different rotation, and they've been challenging the bottom refs, saying, hey, they're out of rotation. But Hawaii so far has, albeit out of system and albeit a non-traditional lineup, for the most part, the coaches are saying, Hawaii coaches are saying, we're in rotation. So it is a very confusing time out here for the refs as well as for the BYU coaching staff, saying that Hawaii is out of rotation. Back over to you guys.
Well, if it's confusing for Hawaii, maybe it's confusing for BYU as well, since they don't have that in their scouting report. It's a good strategy.
All right, now Hawaii up 1, 22 serving 21. One timeout left on both sides. Gassman took a little something off there. Stanley goes outside. Gardini dropping a missile. He's got 14 put downs.
And they got a perfect pass that time, either from I'm not sure if that pass was from Eschenberg or Gardini, but either way, it was a perfect pass, which allowed them to run a fast attack there. Tough to stop him.
Now it's Gardini to serve. Kumler puts it on the money. Backside, Rado. 26 and counting.
What a pass from Hundler, too, to get it all started. Tella able to run an offense. The offense is called give it to Rado.
Yeah, there you go. Run that play. Another solid pass by Eschenberg. Here's Fernandez. Blocked the roof. Chaz Galloway, the freshman.
And watch the arena stand up again for set point.
Timeout, Cougars.
Chaz Galloway, he got up high for that one. Watch how high he goes up here. Way over the net. Up to his elbows. Pressing forward and down and into the court. What an emotional point for the Rainbow Warriors.
Well, his leaping ability reminds you of another Galloway that played in this arena for the basketball program. Remember Aaron, the helicopter Galloway?
Yes.
Chaz Galloway got some boosters, man, and we saw it right there on that stuff of Gabi Garcia Fernandez. It is aloha ball in the fourth.
We got to remember Galloway's lighter. He got 4 missing wisdom teeth, so he just jumps a little bit.
It was weighing him down, right? The crowd drinking it in. A much more competitive version of this Warrior volleyball squad tonight. And 1 point away from sending this to a winner-take-all 5th set. But as we have seen against this BYU team, much easier said than done.
I think one thing Hawaii can at least afford to do is lollipop a serve in here. You got to put some heat on him, force BYU to a pass that's off the net at least. But BYU's passed up the last 3 or 4 balls absolutely perfectly.
They are all standing here at the Stan Sheriff Center.
John Stanley in the serve.
The Kaiser High School alum, the serving specialist. They will remain standing. It remains Aloha ball in the fourth. Two-hand pass Worsley. Bump set Tella. Torado gets it down.
Unbelievable. Stanley, great serve, forced a bad pass. Bump set results in a, how can I hit this ball, Rado? And he finds a way.
Last night may have been Wilder Fury. Tonight feels like Ali Frazier. 1 versus 2. And we're going to a 5th. Well, to a 5th set we go. After BYU swept last night in dominant fashion, took the first 2 sets tonight, Hawaii finally breaking through in the 3rd, and then hanging on in the 4th. And so it is fitting, right? You don't get these kinds of matchups at this stage of the season every year, particularly with all the different conference lineups you have out there now. We're getting it here tonight. A match that's going to a 5th set, and regardless of how this finishes, C-Mac, Rado Potapunov has put together to this point one of the legendary singular performances. 27 kills, a new career high, hitting .477.
Those are huge numbers against a very, very good team defensively and a huge blocking team. But somehow or another, Rado's found a way to find the floor in most of his attacks. I think he'd love to have a few more in this set, but I'm telling you, I know for a fact that these guys, all 19 of them, felt badly about last night's performance and how they let down 7,000 fans that found a way on a Thursday night to come support them. And I know for a fact they wanted to make sure that they didn't disappoint 10,000 fans tonight.
Yeah, they're at least getting their money's worth tonight, regardless of how this thing finishes. But you're right, what a paradigm shift. You had BYU going in last night, and they were thinking revenge, right, for the 3-set sweep in Provo at Smith Fieldhouse last year.
They said that in this morning's paper, actually. That was the fuel that's been burning for them all year long. They got embarrassed by Hawaii 3-zip. They wanted to turn the tables, and that was the big fuel.
And tonight it was the other way.
Exactly.
Hawaii was motivated to try to, at the very least, give these fans a sense that they are better than what they showed last night, and they certainly have to this point. And they still have a chance to win this match.
Yeah. Let's see what the lineup looks like here. It looks like Hawaii must have won the serve because Tella's back in rotation 1. He'll be serving. BYU must have won the toss. Because you win the toss, you always want to receive because you have a 60 to 70% chance of scoring versus when you serve.
Winner take all 5th. First to 15. Here it comes from Jakob Tella. Outside, Gardini smacks it. And BYU strikes first in the 5th.
BYU's passing has gotten better and better last half of the last set. And that pass right there was picture perfect.
Every serve, every sequence, so important in a 5th set scenario. Fernandez sends it long.
Give Gage Worsley the credit for that point. He managed to get out of the way. Look how happy he is. He plays with such joy, doesn't he?
And that's half the battle right there. In a 5th set situation, to get through Gavi Garcia Fernandez on one serve attempt.
The problem is they've got Gardini next.
That's true. Point well made. There it is now, Galloway, 1-serving 1. Diving past Worthington. Back row set. Aschenberg off the block. Hawaii will have a chance here. Tella outside. Whom there? Off the fingertips, saved by Gardini. Worthington sets up Fernandez from the back row into the twine. Point Warriors, and they're up 2-1.
The first few points of set 5 are so important. It's so important to get off to an early good start.
Here's Gabby Cross court and in. Taken off of the runway and getting airborne. 2 serving 2. And as you mentioned, Davide Gardini now back behind the line.
Great shot by Hernandez cross court, avoiding that block.
Galloway with the first touch. Backside set. Rado dug up over the net. It'll be played by whom? There may have been an out ball. Rado a second time. Makes sure.
Homer did take an out ball there, but Rado was going to make sure that he was going to win that point no matter what.
That was a detonation by Rado Potapunov on that second try.
You think Rado's feeling it right now?
I'd say his 28 kills will tell you that. And one of the great individual performances we have seen in this program's history. Middle set, over-ender, blocked back. Worthington bump sets it. Eschenberg is dug up by Rosenfeld. Outside, Humler off the block and down.
Boy, playing some pretty good back row defense there. Rosenfeld that time came up with a dig.
Rosenfeld again to serve. Gets it in. Good pass, Worthington. Middle set, over-ender, took something off and just finds where the Warrior defense wasn't.
Great set by Stanley as well. I'll tell you, that time Rosenfeld just ripped that serve and Worthington popped it right up on the money.
Over-ender serve into the net. And for the first time in these 2 matches, BYU perhaps feeling some anxiety on their side of the net.
Exactly right. They've been in control for about 7/8 of these 2 nights.
Oh, that may have been a mishandle. No whistle. Hawaii plays on Tella with the smash. Timeout BYU. Welcome back. The final from Les Murakami Stadium. Hawaii takes the first 2 games of the 4-game series with Oregon. 13-5 tonight. A fantastic pitching performance by Aaron Davenport on Hawaii's side. Here we are, 6 serving 3 out of the timeout. Outside, Eschenberg through the block. Diving save, Rado. Bumped up in the air by Worsley, and then off of one leg, Humler gets the touch. Hawaii gets the point. And to this point, Sean Olmstead has not challenged the call. I don't think he will.
Channing just nodded his head. He touched it.
7 serving 3 in the 5th. And that one just misses that sideline.
Rado wasn't holding anything back there, was he?
He was going for it. A sellout crowd, getting everything it came for. The Warriors giving everything they have to fight their way back from down 2-0. Gassman finds the floor. Hawaii gets to 8. And they will swap sides here at the midsection of this winner-take-all set number 5.
And it is pandemonium in here.
Chaos.
You know, I say, like, there's probably 5,000 to 10,000 stood up for the Rainbow Warriors as they switch sides, just to urge them on, trying to get 7 more points out of them.
I mean,
long ways to go.
Sure, but to Charlie Wade's credit and this program's credit, this is the best show in town right here.
Yeah, it really is.
Kumler tickles the tape. Middle set, the block by Gassman on Jahinainen. Here's Fernandez off the block, played off the net by Eschenberg. They go to Gabby again, the touch shot put back by Telle. Backside, Eschenberg, blocked and roof.
Chaz Galloway again.
Hawaii wasn't letting anything pass on that sequence.
Oh my goodness gracious. Hawaii's block finally showing up here on night 2.
9 serving for Humler. Sends it long.
I like the aggressive style though by Humler. Serve it soft to BYU and they'll ram it down your throat.
Eschenberg to serve. Perfect pass by Worsley. Outside, Galloway blocked. Solo stuff by Gavi Garcia Fernandez. They blew the whistle to pause the action there, and I think it was Wayne Lee just telling Fernandez settle it down a little bit with some of the extracurriculars after the block, but a fantastic play there by Gabby, 6 serving 9. Tella, backside, Rado, blocked and roofed. Jahinainen, and the Cougars are within 2, and they got a little something rolling, and that forces a Warrior timeout here in the 5th. We'll take a break as well. Catch your breath. Welcome back. As you knew they would, BYU has surged back here in the 5th. Trailing by as many as 5 at one point. They trail now by just 2. 7 serving 9. Here's Rado from behind the line, and he is blocked and roofed again. Gardini getting the gist of it. That is back-to-back stuffs on Rado Panapunov, and BYU is within 1.
Tella's got to get back to setting the middle. Maybe Gassman on a good pass here. Even Galloway on the outside is ready to go. It was a good pass.
Perfect pass. Gassman blocked and roofed. BYU sending everything back to the Hawaii side. And we're tied at 9. We effectively start over.
A couple good blocking teams here having at it, aren't they, in this 3rd set? Hawaii took their turn at rejecting BYU for an entire rally. Now BYU 3 straight blocks on Hawaii.
Eschenberg quite the service run here. Tella goes backside. Rado through the block and down. An incredible set that time by Jakob Tella.
I really thought he was setting the left side there. He did a nice job of jacking it back all the way to Rado.
Yeah, that was a contortionist move there on the set by Tella.
One of the things I think he does best is when he sets behind his head.
Yeah, against the green, right?
Exactly, against the flow.
10 serving 9, here it comes from Gassman. Took a little something off, made sure he got it in. Right side, Gabby through the block and down, and we're tied at 10. It's gonna be a photo finish here. BYU took the first 2 sets. Hawaii took sets 3 and 4. Led by as many as 5 here in the 5th. It is now 10 serving 10. And as mentioned, this has felt much more like a 1 versus 2 battle of behemoths. Hawaii out of system. Worsley sets up Galloway. 3 blockers up. He goes high fingertips. Chance for the Cougars. Outside Gardini. Just thrusts it down on the Hawaii side, and it's a point for the Cougars. They're up 11-10. What a comeback by BYU.
Down 8-4, now up 11-10. They know how to come back. They did the same thing against Santa Barbara when they went 5 in Santa Barbara. They came back from match point.
We've seen it tonight multiple times. A 7-1 run here for BYU. Hawaii in scramble mode, just getting it across. Cougars on the attack. Outside Gardini, saved by Galloway. Tella to Parapunov.
Bodies flying everywhere.
I see some ice baths in the future for these players after this one. Jakob Tella to serve here, C-Mac.
He's the first server this set. He's the one that Charlie wants back there.
It's a good serve, but a great pass by Gardini. Backside, Gabby through the block and down. That is kill number 20 for Fernandez.
Well, the guy touches 11-10. And he hits the ball at about that height as well. Just goes over that block and down.
And he is now back to serve. The crowd trying to get in his ear. That may have been an out ball. Instead, it's an ace.
He was definitely out. Boomer just could not get out of the way.
Timeout. Hawaii will keep it here. Third service ace for Fernandez. I mean, that is some fire coming from the service line.
Yeah.
A sheer lightning bolt off of the palm of Gabi Garcia Fernandez. And you're right, it's an out ball, but good luck getting out of the way.
Boomer actually stepped up there. Was actually moving when he served. Probably should have been standing still. I mean, it could have been easier for him to get out of the way if he had not been moving forward. But that guy right there, he can take over a match all by himself. Gabi Garcia Fernandez, San Juan, Puerto Rico.
20 kills for him on the night. How about a career-high 30 put-downs for Rado Parapunov on the other side? These two opposite hitters on opposite sides have put on a display.
Gabby almost didn't come to BYU, by the way. Signed a full scholarship for Cal Baptist. And at the last second, Cal Baptist dropped their program. He had to find somewhere to play, and I think Jalen Reyes was around then at that time as assistant coach. He called Sean Olmstead and said, "Hey, we got some money?" He says, "Oh yeah, Ben Patch just left for the national team. We got some money. Bring Gabby aboard."
How fortuitous was that, right?
Yeah. Huge.
They wouldn't have had anything to offer Gabby had Ben Patch not made the decision to take off from the college game. Instead, the timing could not have been more perfect. And his play this weekend here in the Islands has been next to perfect. Substitution here for Hawaii. Shea Suzumoto out of Punahou. In for serve receive. How's this situation for the freshman to enter a match in? Worsley, the first touch, played off the net by Tella. Sets up Galloway, but he blasted long. There was a touch and a point for Hawaii. It is not how yet. 12 serving 13.
How did Galloway get up that time? He just started climbing the ladder until he could get some high hands. He got a very important point.
Great job by Tella to put that set up, playing it off of the netting. Still put it in a position for Galloway to get a legit swing on it. So Suzumoto back to the bench. And Humler back into the match. Anastasiadis to serve. It is imperative to get this serve in. He does.
Oh, good serve.
Fernandez from behind the line. Off the block. Gardini saves it. Gardini gets the swing, sends it long. Point for Hawaii, and we're tied at 13.
Does it get any better than this, Camilla? Are you kidding me?
Timeout BYU. They use their final timeout. I mean, this is what the masses came out to see, right? 1 versus 2 in the country, 5th set, knotted at 13.
Oh, naively erupt if Hawaii can get the 14-point and be serving for the match. But either way, it's been just one unbelievable setup between these two teams, so evenly matched. At least tonight, evenly matched. Last night, not so.
To add to Potapunov's evening, a double-double performance to go along with the 30 kills. He's got 10 digs. Let's send it over to Ryan.
Okay, well, both these coaches obviously working very hard. Hawaii on their sideline, Coach Charlie Wade saying, we are going to give Fernandez line, looking directly at Gage Worsley, telling him, you're going to have to dig that line. Hawaii's block, recognizing that this ball is likely to go to Fernandez. They're going to concentrate on blocking cross-court seam on the BYU sideline. They're just trying to get a pass. They're really concentrating on getting their passing going, and they're pretty confident in getting a side out if they can get the pass. Back over to you guys.
Thanks a lot. How much of a boost did Jakob Tella give to this team when Charlie Wade put him in as setter in that second set? It completely changed the complexion of what Hawaii was doing in transition and offensively.
Now remember, originally he just came in to be a serving specialist, and Shuey came in to play the rest of the time. And then gradually Tella started playing better when he's playing a specialist. And Charlie said, well, maybe we're going to stick with him the whole time. He'll be a bigger block up front, and he provides an offense for that left-handed swing of his. And it's been pretty amazing.
13 up. Anastasiadis to bring it.
What a serve.
Great pass as well. Middle set. It's a block by Rosenfeld. A solo stuff by the sophomore.
And this arena is electric right now. Oh my goodness.
10,300 strong. Rise here at the Stan Jarrett Center. Aloha ball for the match. Tickles the tape. Right side. Gabby puts it down. 14 up, and we will play extras on top of the fifth set.
Pretty much knew where that set was going to go. Gabby's going to get them any kind of a clutch there. He gets a nice round of applause.
Now, this guy behind the line has been clutch a number of times for BYU. Davide Gardini.
What a player.
Into the net. Are you kidding me? And it's aloha ball again for the home team.
Rosenfeld, the redshirt sophomore, hasn't seen that much action. Boy, he's been playing well this year and tonight.
I think he was a little pumped up.
I think there was a little adrenaline going on there.
I mean, that thing almost left the building.
Yeah.
These serves so important. Now it's over-ender. 15 all. And he serves it out.
Third set match point.
And Rado Potapunov, 30 kills, 10 digs, 5 blocks, serving for the match. Gets it in. BYU outside. Eschenberg off the block. Save Worsley. Tella tried to go over on 2. Chance here for the Cougars. They go back row. Gardini is blocked. Saved by Gabby. Eschenberg is blocked. BYU still with it. Eschenberg again off the block and out. And it is not over yet. We're tied at 16. My word.
Oh, Hawaii had their chances to be sure.
In this fifth set for the 9th time.
Tella's got Gassman up front with Hummer. He's got Rado in the back. And he's got himself to call his own number if he wants.
Stanley to serve. Two-hand pass, Humler. Middle set, Gassman couldn't get it down. BYU on the attack. Outside Eschenberg, the tip into the pin. Point Hawaii. And they will have yet another chance to close the deal.
Chance number If you haven't got your money's worth after 3 hours and 18 minutes, I don't know what you need to do to have an entertainment value. Unbelievable.
It's on whom there now. Back row, Gardini. The blockers were cleared, and Gardini unleashed. And we're tied again at 17.
BYU put up a good pass. I love that Vic to Gardini, and he's delivered every time.
Eschenberg had a great service run earlier in the set. Pass, Galloway tight to the net. Middle set to Gassman. And Hawaii will have a 5th chance to put the finishing touches on this thing. Pat Gassman. And it's an ace. Hawaii wins it. A come-from-behind victory for the ages.
Amazing. And how fitting that Pat Gassman will pick up his 5th ace of the night on Hawaii's 5th chance to win the match.
A chaotic scene of pure splendor here at the Stan Sheriff Center as Hawaii comes from behind to win it in 5. 19-17 on its 5th match point.
And in a few moments, these players are going to get together in the middle of the court, and I guarantee you they're going to turn around and they're going to cheer loudly for these people who have been cheering for them all night long.
Well, BYU certainly looked every part of a championship contender this weekend. But tonight, Hawaii exhibited the heart of a champion in flipping the script against this fantastic BYU Cougar squad. Gabi Garcia-Fernandez and Rado Parapunov, the two storied opposites, meeting up here after the match. And I mean, these are two of the best.
Players of the year right there. They're the 2 top candidates. And look at them having a good laugh together. You got to love that.
That's great to see. Just great to see. So much respect between these two programs. Well-deserved for sure. And those are our 2 Bank of Hawaii players of the match. Gabi Garcia-Fernandez, 21 kills, hit .405, 5 blocks, 8 digs, 3 aces. Rado Parapunov, he went legendary tonight. A career-high 30 kills, hit .440, 5 blocks, double-double performance with the 10 digs, and 2 service aces. And as you mentioned, Pat Gassman with his 5th service ace. To what was an exquisite come-from-behind victory for this Rainbow Warrior team. My goodness.
One for the ages, as you say. So many wonderful twists and turns tonight. You know, Chaz Galloway coming into play for Colton Cowell. That's a whole other story right there, how Galloway grew as the match went along. And he mimics, Colton Cowell in so many ways. And then you see this BYU team clapping for their fans as well. And just one thing after another as the night went on was one great moment after another.
Hawaii goes from being the victim of a lopsided sweep to the winner of a reverse sweep on night 2. Let's send it over to Scott Robbs.
Charlie, last night you guys get beaten 3. Tonight you're down 2-0. What'd you tell the team in the locker room?
Well, I mean, it wasn't a lot of adjustments. We just didn't, execute the game plan very well last night. And, guys took it on himself. Rado, complete turnaround. He showed why he's one of the best players in college volleyball right now. So there's a lot of pride. And, how about these fans coming out here and supporting us? Absolutely the best fans in the world. And we're just so pleased, blessed, and so humbled to have this kind of support, and sticking with us when we're down 0-2 and losing last night. They really helped us get this victory tonight, so thank you. I wish I could thank every person that's here, but it's an awesome environment.
You mentioned Rado, but it was other guys as well. Chaz Galloway. You brought in Jakob Tella late in the first set. A lot of different players had to step up for you tonight.
Yeah, and Max came out there and did a good job. And like we've always said, it's only depth if you play it. You know what I'm saying? And we just weren't quite clicking and, called on a few guys. They stepped up and helped us get a big win tonight.
How fun was tonight for you?
Oh, it's great. Like I said, whether you're a volleyball fan or sports fan, you can't help but come and be entertained by this. So hope people keep coming out and supporting, and we'll keep trying to put on a good show.
Thanks.
Thank you. Aloha.
All right, good on.
So Hawaii atones for last night's loss. They improved to 15-1 on the year. BYU suffers a loss for the first time this season. They are 17-1. C-Mac, I give you the final words here.
Two well-coached teams.
Love you guys. Couldn't have done it without you.
Really fun watching players spill their guts out over a two-night period, especially tonight, over a 3-hour match tonight, 3 hours and 20 minutes, I think. And you got to love the fan support. I know there's a lot of BYU fans here who were loud, but unfortunately for them, they were, I think, outshouted by the 10,000 other Hawaii fans. But it was just a fun night to watch a volleyball. Just so many crazy things that went on, and so many unlikely players that came in, some substitutes that came in and did a great job. I hope a similar fan base continues to show up. March 27th, Hawaii's going to play number 6 UC San Diego, and they are good. They're really good. And they got Kevin Ring, who might be up for Coach of the Year. He's really done a great job with that team. March 27th, I hope the fans turn out again to support this team. They deserve it.
Yeah, Hawaii on the road next week to jump into Big West Conference play at CSUN. We'll see them again, as you mentioned, March 27th and 28th against UC San Diego. Well, that'll do it. We've said it, and I don't think it's hyperbole. This is the best show in town right here. Heineken Postgame. Aloha from the SSC.
Highlights Hawaii BYU night number 2. We start off with the Cougars blocking. They came in as the number 1 ranked team in the country in that category. 13.5 total blocks for the Cougars, led by Gardini. Hawaii came in as the number 2 blocking team in the country, and they were almost as good as BYU. 13 total team blocks for Hawaii, and they were led by Max Rosenfeld, who had 5 blocks, 2 solos. All right, top 2 opposites in the country also. Gabby Garcia Fernandez for BYU last night was terrific, equally as good here this evening. 21 kills. He hit 405 on the night, and they added on 3 service aces for the Cougars. But Rado Parapunov had a career night. 30 kills, a career high for the Bulgarian. Hit 440. He had 10 digs. That tied his career high. He was good behind the service line. A couple of service aces, and Hawaii in 3 hours and 11 minutes outlasts BYU.
From Spectrum Sports, it's the Heineken Postgame Show.
Hi, everybody. Scott, Lisa, and Ryan, many of the 10,000 plus still hanging out, wanting to take pictures with some of the players, including that guy right there, who was just incredible tonight.
He was in the UC state, the unconscious state, if you will. He just took it on his shoulders and he said, let's go. I'm here. I'm ready. He definitely played the best volleyball I've seen him play of his career.
Yeah, I mean, I'm exhausted, and we didn't even play a single point. I'm sure a lot of fans were as well. I mean, this really was a crazy match. I mean, even from the beginning, just all the things that were happening out, there was just all these other storylines, Colton Cowell not playing, and then there was just so many disagreements with the referees and so many controversies there. It really just had a little bit of everything, I think, but really, Rado Parapunov, 30 kills tonight, came back. Hawaii needed him to show up, and he did.
Yeah, no question. Let's take a look at the final numbers brought to you by Levitt, Yamani, and Solner. A little bit better than an evening ago.
Well, I think the numbers, again, they always speak loud and clear, but it's interesting that BYU had more kills and they hit a higher percentage, and the blocks were about even. But I found it from the service line where the biggest changeup was. BYU didn't have as many service aces this time around, and Hawaii had 9.
And how about Pat Gassman with 5 service aces tonight, including that game winner? I mean, we really saw the evolution of this jump serve all season long, and it became a threat for Hawaii. Little did we know that it would have this much of an impact. I really do think that this jump serve helped to set the tone. He got an early lead with those jump serves in the fourth set, and he was able to really turn it around right there, of course, with the game winner. But his serves really put a lot of pressure on BYU.
And I was going to say that, Lisa, really the serving stepped up tonight. They needed to disrupt BYU.
And it's pretty obvious they did, because they had 12 more blocks than they had last night. So, the blocking is set up after a good serve, and they did a great job. So many different players contributing tonight at critical times.
Yeah, including Jakob Tella, who I thought had a very difficult position to come in, right? Coming in off the bench, a player who sort of lost his starting role, a different setter, as we said, than what we're used to seeing in Chewy. So 2 different dynamics, but I thought he did a great job of going against the flow. He put up some really hittable balls on bump sets that were going backwards to Parapunov. And I think one of the things, like we said, that he needed to do more of, be offensive. He got a crucial kill in the 4th set and the 5th set with that left-handed attack. It's a whole nother dimension, and really his size and physicality helped keep Hawaii in this.
What do you guys think about the freshman Chaz Galloway, who a year ago was playing high school in Southern California? Here tonight, he fills in for Cole Cowell, 10 kills, 3 blocks.
I thought he did a really nice job. Only a true freshman. He is not redshirted, but he came in and he's got so much athletic ability, but he played very free. He wasn't tight. He didn't tighten up. He had, I think, 1 ball long at first, and then it's like, okay, I got 10,000 people watching me here. How many thousands at home? But I thought he had a great performance, hitting from the right side, the left side, and serving well, and also stepping in the passing lane.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I was going to say. He did a fantastic job of just kind of stepping in. And the thing that impressed me the most in just watching his body language, he was not afraid. I mean, you recognize he's going up against Fernandez. He's going against these big guns in BYU in serve receive, and really showed no fear. He knew his role. He knew he had to come through big. And what a performance tonight by the freshman.
Last night, Gage Worsley really struggled in the libero position. Tonight, he looked like the first-team All-American he is.
Well, Gage, played spectacular tonight. He also showed a lot of leadership. You saw him over in the huddle all night long, talking to everybody, saying, hey, look at me, I'm talking. We're going to take care of this. Really not only leading by example, but really persuasive and persuading his team, like, we got this.
Yeah, he's just, he's obviously a fireball for this team, and he has to really continue to keep up this energy all the time he plays. I mean, he was so jacked up at times. I mean, he was literally just screaming. You could see the veins pulsing from his side as his mom is in house. Also, his dad is here as well. But I think one of the things that was most impressive in that 4th set, so Hawaii was in a non-traditional lineup because there was actually a mistake in the lineup, I believe. Either that again, or it was on purpose. But Hawaii was in a serve-receive pattern that they've never been in before. And it was really up to Gage to really keep control back there and take control and really make sure that everybody was in their lanes. And he did a fantastic job of just keeping everybody together at that point.
I think we were heading into this weekend kind of curious to see what this team was really about, because we mentioned they hadn't played the stiffest competition as of yet. Definitely not the same resume as BYU. Last night they really got thumped, but I thought where they showed the most growth was between sets 2 and 3, because it looked like they were going to win that 2nd set. And they gave up a long run, and they end up losing. They're down 0-2. It would have been very easy just to fold up and say, it just isn't our weekend. But they bounced back, and they won the next 3. I thought they showed a lot of growth and maturity.
Yeah, this is a critical win for them, Scott. It really is. When you look at a reverse sweep in their home, but with different players on the court, not the typical lineup that we've seen so far this season. But more importantly, BYU just made this team a heck of a lot better.
Yeah, that's a great point. And, also important to note that not many teams can lose an All-American. They're one of their best passers, one of their best hitters, like a player like Colton Cowell, and still beat a team like BYU. It talks and it says a lot about the depth of this team and what they can pull off the bench, and shows why Charlie Wade was putting in some of these players early on in the season, because tonight it showed that those players needed that game time experience, and a player like Galloway really showed up tonight.
Well, it was a sweet one, and it's always sweet when Hawaii beats BYU, and they did that tonight in 5. We'll take a break, come back and have more from the corner.
Welcome back to the Heineken Postgame Show.
And we're back in the corner where Hawaii tonight avenges last night's loss with a 5-set victory over BYU. And now joining us here in the corner for the first time ever, the true freshman out of San Diego, Chaz Galloway. 10 kills tonight. You had 3 blocks as well. Talk about your experience in front of a sold-out crowd tonight for you. What was it like?
I mean, that was insane. I felt the crowd in my chest. It was pumping. So I had to go out there and do my job because the fans came out here and supported us. So that's what I did.
So when you got the call and found out you were going to be starting, how nervous were you?
I mean, the nerves and the jitters were there, but I mean, this is what I trained for. That's why we work every single day. So I had to go out there and work for it and prove that I should be on the court.
You know, one of the most impressive things, of course, you had some fantastic plays, but for me, it was your ability to be in that serve receive and take on the onslaught of those serves. What is it like serve receiving against some of those BYU serves?
Some big boys. They bring it. They bring it. I mean, you just got to take a breath and relax and remember what you're training. And so, I mean, Gage and...
This is the future. You ain't right here.
I mean, Gage and Ficho out there, I mean, they help you a lot. They make sure you know what you're doing before the serve even happens, so.
You know, I asked Charlie, what did you guys do in the locker room when you were down 2 sets to none? He said, not really anything. But you guys came out, and it seemed like even though you lost that second set, it gave you that confidence knowing you could win tonight.
Yeah, of course, yeah. We just, we were just saying we had to bring it up to them. We had to put it in their mouth. Like, we couldn't wait for them and react to them. We had to go out there and play our ball. So that's what we talked about.
Okay, not to change the subject too much, but there's got to be a story about the shoes.
I mean, not really.
We've seen a couple colors. We've seen you sport a couple different colors. Has this always been your thing?
I mean, I always like to get my own shoes, be a little different than the team, be a little, you know. So I like these sweet and sour. So sometimes I'm sweet, sometimes I'm sour.
Okay.
I got to ask just that one play that stands out in my mind, and I'm sure it'll be a career highlight for you, blocking Fernandez that one time in that fourth set. I mean, what was that experience like, just that emotion blocking him?
That was amazing. I mean, yeah, I closed my eyes, honestly. I went up there and I closed my eyes, and I was just like, I hope I block this ball. But, yeah, hearing the crowd after that, I mean, I think I blanked a little bit, but it was awesome. It was amazing.
Hey, Chaz, congratulations. I know we'll have you in the corner many more times. Tonight was really special.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Chaz Galloway, our guest here in the corner. He and his teammates rally from 2 down to win in 5 in 3 hours and 11 minutes over Brigham Young.
Welcome back to the Heineken Postgame Show.
All right, this one's in the books. Now let's look forward to the upcoming schedule for Hawaii, because not only they hit the road, but they begin conference play with a couple of matches at CSUN. Then they'll have a non-conference matchup with Pepperdine, and then back home on March 27th and 28th against a very good UC San Diego squad, ranked number 6 in the country. So Hawaii wins it in 5 tonight. How big is it that they won the match, regardless of how long it went, but getting that win tonight before they go out on the road and begin what's really the most important part, conference?
Well, I'm going to say it's just a huge win for this team. The confidence alone, the camaraderie, the trust that they built, having so many different players getting to contribute and on their home court.
Yeah, I think there was just so many storylines that unfolded tonight. I mean, anytime you can come back and pull a reverse sweep, when you lose the first 2 and win the next 3, it really says a lot about the character of any team. And so for Hawaii to be able to be down essentially 5 sets to none and to come back and win the next 3 says a lot. Question mark, though, is who will be number 1, I guess, after this weekend?
Does it really matter? I was going to ask you guys, does it really matter if you're 1 or 2?
Well,
because there's a tournament.
Right, and they'll play in their own tournaments.
Yeah, and they're not going to, like, give you the national championship just because you're number 1. You got to earn it still.
Really?
Well, remember in football, they used to be given to you by the Associated Press and people like that. For volleyball, I mean, I'm saying, maybe seeding-wise, it might make a difference. I'm not sure.
I think the biggest question is, can Hawaii sustain this level of play? I mean, we saw what they have in them. Can they be consistent? Granted, there was 10,000 people here and a lot of energy surrounding them, and a lot of, like Ryan says, controversy. But can they sustain this level of play?
Ryan, you get the last word.
Yeah, I think that it's important that Hawaii really uses this to their advantage. I think that BYU probably will be the number 1 ranked team after this weekend, but Hawaii showing that they're right up there, that they can compete and they can play with some of the best in the country, and it will ultimately have an impact potentially on the seedings in the long run. But for Hawaii, this is a great confidence booster going in to this next phase of the season, and great to see the fans out here too. Hopefully people continue to come out. Before we sign off, I have to just say a quick happy birthday to my stepdad, Raymond Chang, and there's a lot of people watching in Hilo, so I just want to say happy birthday to him over there.
All right, on that note, we'll close out tonight's broadcast. It was a special night in Manoa for sure. Special thanks, as always, to our outstanding Spectrum Sports crew. They just keep on winning awards, seems like every day. For my broadcast partners, Ryan and Lisa, I'm Scott. Until next time, we bid you aloha and a good evening from the Stan Sheriff Center in Manoa.